Hi everybody, this is Christine Bertram. I am coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. I am joined by my cousin Kelly tonight. She is right there, yay! Hello. And we are also joined by Bigger Tigger and Honey and Hunky. So you might see some kitten sightings. They were allowed back in the Hive tonight for class. Because Kelly is here. She's going to keep an eye on the prizes, the kittens, that is, and she can just open the doors for them to run back to the house if they start scratching or doing their kittenly things. Because kittens will be kittens, but so you might get some kitten sightings, you guys. We have a game night tonight, and it's not only game night, it's fun folds. And Barbara Levine, you're the first one here. Wow, good job, girlfriend. You get an A+ and a gold star for being the first one on the commentary. I love it. So we have a game night on steroids is what I'm going to call this, you guys. It is a fun fold. And they weren't all, they're amazing fun folds, but they aren't easy fun folds. I think, and they're amazing fun folds is what they are. So Angelique helped me design these cards, and they're awesome fun folds. I had this class in person last night. 5 people, you guys, and we started at 6, and I think the last people walked out, 3 people walked out around 10 o'clock. So don't overthink it, but just know we've got some intense fun folds. I have Kelly here until 8 o'clock. Correct. And then she's leaving me. So the main goal that I want to accomplish before Kelly leaves is I want to make sure that I get the games done, because she helps me manage the games. The 5 different prize bundles that can be won, because we're going to play 5 games of lucky numbers. And so there might not be an order, like a traditional order of let's play a game, make a card, play a game, make a card, play a game, make a card, right? So we'll play it as we go. I think what we're going to definitely do is probably play 2 games, make a card, 2 games, make a card, and then the last game. And by then, it'll probably be about 8 o'clock. And then what we can always do is make the last card after Kelly leaves. They're amazingly fun and challenging fun folds is what I'm going to say that they are. I had never done a star card or a floating bandstand or a hidden message card before. I've done a tube card before. So it was a little intense last night working on the cards, which was awesome. So hello, Linda Krause. Hi, Sue Esworthy. There's Cindy Ettringer. Hi, Mary Novak and Sherry Martin. Hi, Mary. Oh, Mary Novak is twice right off the bat. There is Julie Bontringer. Hello, Jamie Kirkpatrick. Hi, Marilyn Edens. And there's Connie Moore, Judy Sharp. Hi, Sherry Stewart. Hi, Jen. And there's Maria Gilbertson. Hi, Debbie Lindauer. And I did get your message, and I saw your swap cards, Debbie. So all on board with everything that happened with you today. Yay. So Debbie does porch pickup, you guys. She swings by and picks up stuff to and from Milwaukee. Hi, Sherry Everett. She said, blustery, wet Western Oregon. Well, we had no, it wasn't a dreary day. We had an overcast day. It was kind of cooler, but like gloomy, but no rain. So that was good. Hi, Karen. Hi, Susan Bellamy. Hi, Linda Hunt. Hi, Randy. There's Debbie. So excited to participate in game night. Yay. Hi, Trisha Fagley. Hi, Angelique. There's Debbie and Jean. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Rebecca Hawkins from Alabama. Yay, this is your first class with us. There's Deanne Dawn. Hi, Mimi. Hey, Kelly. Hi, Sarah Mitchell. Hi, Pat Smothers. There's Elaine Rebeck. Hope Toy is with us. Yay, Sandy Coy Emery. And Kelly Sheridan. Hi, Nancy Mole. And there's Faye. Hi, Barbara Godby. Wow, lots of you guys. I feel like I've talked to a lot of you in the last few days. Oh, there's Caden. Yay! Mary Lemke is Caden. I love it. Hi, Marilyn Edens. And there's Jean Schutz. So I'm going to say hi to Jeannie Parker, even though she didn't say hi. I know she's with Mary Lemke. They are canoodling right now. Oh, there she is. Jeannie Parker says, Caden is Jeannie Parker. I love it. Hi, Andy Acquisto. Happy that you made it with us. Hi, Sue Deppis. And there's Julie Damaris. Hi, Melanie Foy. There's Vanessa Ritter. Hi, Rose. There's Lisa Sharkey. Hi, Sharon Roosh. Long time no talk. Sharon was one of the gals that was here, you guys, last night. So Sharon left at 9, and the other, and I think Chris Duderanke left right after you, Sharon, but the other 3 gals were here till 10. And you missed out on it. Tyler brought toasted sourdough and honey out for us because we were starving Marvins by 9:30. I had not had dinner really, so I was starving. And the other girls really were enjoying the sourdough too. And there's Karen Stagg. Hi, Marcia Coolbert. Hi, Karen Wetstein and Becky Gandolfo. Becky, I got your message. Your box is on my back counter. I'm going to go through it because I think that there were other things that you had signed up for in the month of April that we didn't include in your total. So I have to go through it, and I'll do that probably in the morning, if you don't mind. I'll catch you in the morning. Hi, Hillary. Hi, Chris Robinson. Hi, Cindy Hutchings. And Am Bellinger's with us. Yay. And Donna Grushke. The kitten is snooping. Oh, yeah. So there's a pot right here, you guys. And I caught the kitten digging in the pot, and I had to grab him by the kind of the back and tell him, no, you shouldn't be digging in the dirt, kitten. So Marilyn Eden says this is her first game night, and she wants to know how the numbers work. Hi, Carmen Sanders. I will tell you guys all of that. Becky Schlossnagel, she said it's her first class live. Woohoo! Not sure what to do with game night. So Carmen Sanders, I got your numbers. So I will say I appreciate there was about 13 to 14 people that as of last night, for one reason or another, it was probably on my end, I did not have your numbers logged. Hi, Rita Steffi. And I know that the people that I reached out to today is not normal that I don't have numbers logged because it's on my end. But with people starting to register for game night back in February and going to Raleigh and preparing for this MS benefit and all of the things, it was a little bit hard to get caught up with my email. As much as I could, I got caught up on class registrations and all that. But I know that there are game night numbers that are floating around in emails, and it was easier for me today to reach out to people privately to ask them for their numbers, and I appreciate all of you giving them to me, even though you've given them to me already. So it feels like reverse that normally everybody else is asking me for things twice. And in this case, it was me asking for something twice. And so I appreciate all those people that gave them to me without making me feel guilty. So thank you for that. I got everybody's numbers logged. Yes, Lisa, I got everybody's logged. So I got everybody except for one person. Debbie Stone is the only person I do not have numbers for. And what we're going to do for Debbie Stone, I am going to randomly have Kelly pick, maybe on the random number generator. She's going to pull up and put, and Debbie Stone, I do greatly apologize if you're watching this and you've given me your numbers. I looked Debbie Stone, game night numbers, and to try to find it really quickly in my email today, and I couldn't. So we're going to randomly assign some numbers to Debbie Stone. And if she reaches out to me before we get started, we'll definitely put her numbers in, but otherwise Kelly's going to message her. And so otherwise, everybody else that I reached out to, I did get your numbers. And again, you guys, I so greatly appreciate everybody helping me get those numbers logged into our spreadsheet. So what happens is, it's kind of like bingo, B-I-N-G-O, B-I-N-G-O, bingo was his name, but it's called Stamp. So we're playing Stamp tonight, and everybody that registered for game night gave me 5 numbers between 1 and 30. So if you did not register and pay for the game, then please don't participate by writing comments in as the STAMP. Only if you registered. And we're going to go through the class registration here momentarily, and I want to thank everybody who registered for game night with me. I do appreciate it. If you registered, what's going to happen in a moment, not like immediately, but when we start, I'm going to start calling off numbers. And so what we did is we grabbed from the catalog, we took the pictures out of the catalog, and we wrote numbers on them, 1 through 30. And what I do is I have that upside down, and we swirl them around, and then I just start picking numbers. And if I call the number 3, and you picked number 3 as one of your 5 numbers, and it's your first number, you in the comments should write S. And then if I pick a second number of yours, you would write ST. The third number, you'd write STA. And then the fourth number that I call that is your number, you'd put STAM. And when you have all 5 numbers that match numbers that I've called, you would write STAMP. Yay! Shout out on the rooftop. And then follow with what your 5 numbers are in the text so that we can verify. Everybody has sent me their numbers. They are in a massive spreadsheet that Kelly is going to be tracking. And we do that because it always happens that at the last minute, somebody's sick, somebody has family problems, somebody has to work late. And when you get lucky number, or when you play game night with me, you don't have to be present to win. Part of your registration, the $5 of everybody's registration goes towards the bundles. And if you aren't present and you win, we know because we have your numbers. And what happens is you would get to pick last, like you would get the last prize. And if two people win that aren't present, then we would have the last two. So ultimately the only downfall is if you're not present and you win, you would get what's left. Whereas if you win and you're present with me, then you can pick and you can comment and let me know what it is that you would like to pick for the bundles. And you guys, I did send an email yesterday, later last night, with the 5 bundles that are the prize packages. And I'll go through them again in a little bit. And so hopefully that helps to explain things. I know because Kelly's watching the numbers, I know as we get close, if she sees that somebody's got it, I generally hold off and I don't keep calling numbers because somebody's won it. So hopefully that helps that. It was a fun night with very unique cards. Yes. Hi, Jean Terwilliger. I am sounding much better and I'm feeling much better. I feel as though I have a little bit of a frog every now and then, but it's far and few between now. Can you use the numbers once? Can you only use the numbers once? You use the numbers for all games, right? So everybody's given me 5 numbers and we're gonna play 5 games throughout the night and we start over every time. So if your 5 numbers, if let's say you got 3 numbers called out of the 5, you didn't win and somebody else wins, we start over a new game and we start from scratch, right? So we play 5 unique games and you're gonna use your 5 numbers every time. It's not like bingo where you can switch out your cards, okay? We don't have a way to really feasibly manage that. So the other thing that I like is that there are 5 bundles that are behind me, which I'll share with you momentarily what they are. I like for 5 unique people to win. Usually everybody's okay with that because you've really only invested $5 extra of your registration to go towards winning the prizes. And if you win a $50 bundle, that covers it and more, right? So what we'll do is if somebody would happen to win twice, I always tell you to go buy a lottery ticket, and I'll also throw in an extra consolation prize, which would be a gem or a ribbon or something like that. And we would continue playing until somebody else has won. And so again, I like 5 unique people to win the bundles because sharing is caring when it comes to prizes, right? And I get it now, no bingo card. Yes, there is no bingo card. You got it. So, all right. As long as I have my computer in front of me, you guys, I'm going to go through roll call really quick. I don't keep you guys this in my book. I keep a spreadsheet, and I know you can't see it, but it's all highlighted like this, right? And when you give me your numbers, if I'm on my A game, I go through and I log them, and then I'm going to hand my computer off to Kelly. So I do want to say thank you to everybody. You guys blew me away with this class registration. Never in my mind, my wildest dreams, did I think that we would make 72 kits, 72 times 4 cards, right? 72 class packages for this one. I had it on my radar in my head that it was going to be 40. And I was amazed when we hit 40. And then sadly, those gems went out of stock. The Sunny Days dots went out of stock. We hit 40. And then now it's like, oh man, what do I do? Well, luckily I was able to beg, borrow, and steal. No, I didn't steal anything, but I was able to beg, borrow, and barter. And I ended up with a bunch more of the Sunny Days dots from my local community. And then I had enough for basically 59 plus me because I had my gems that were already opened and I was okay using my open gems for class. That reminds me, I have iridescent ribbon here and I would not open it and I would grab, that's okay, well, I'll open it up. Usually I bring opened ribbon instead of opening up a new roll of ribbon, but if Kelly, if you do have to run upstairs for anything in like the near future, you could grab the iridescent ribbon. But so you guys blew me away then when it was 60 and I kept getting more people registering and wanting to register. And I finally got in touch with Carissa. So the whole two people kind of doing class registrations kind of it didn't throw me off, but you guys, I have a tickle. It kind of made it so it was hard for us to be on the same page until we connected. And when we did connect, it dawned on me that we needed more kits because we had people that were kind of like committed to doing the class that we didn't have kits for. So we ended up kitting even 12 more after the 60. So we ended up with 72. And this is a test to the cards. You guys absolutely love when I show these cards, you love the fun folds. So you guys have to give a shout out and praise to Angelique for designing some pretty amazing fun folds. They are a little intense, I will tell you that. So you're gonna have to put on your challenge pants, whatever you want to call them, your patience pants, because when we get started, you're gonna be like, whoa. You guys will probably be pausing, like doing all that when it comes to the replay for this video. So so Angelique had fun designing them. We worked and collaborated on the kind of the layout and the lay of the land of what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it, and then she mailed them up to me. So it was super cool. So I want to say thank you to everybody who trusted in us for this class, and I hope you guys really enjoy putting these 4 cards together. Those people on the list, they have provided me with money to pay for the class, and these are the people that I would love to comment and play along. I did make a deal with people who said that they can't comment. They are allowed to call me if they get stamped, right? And I told them that I'd hand the phone off to Kelly and Kelly would take the phone call. So, because I do have some people that can't comment on YouTube. So one of the main things is that you need to be logged into your YouTube account or Gmail account to be able to comment. So, but I want to say thank you to Trisha Fagley, Ann Diaquisto, Judy Sharp, Connie Moore, Mary Lemke, Carmen Melendez, Rita Steffi, Debbie Ebersbacher, Rose Garibaldi, Linda Scott, Barbara Rudolph, Pat Fleming, Debbie Gast, Karen Woods, Karen Stagg, Linda Hunt, Donna Grushke, Hope Toy, Sherry Stewart, Carmen Sanders, Kelly Gibson, Sue Esworthy, Marilyn Edens, and we have Cindy Hutchings, Mary Jo Stoll, Sheila Roberts, Sandy Coy Emery, Jeannie Gertis, Dar McCarthy, Faye Godby, Mimi Howenstein, Mary Novak, Michelle Foran. This is the first time I said Michelle's name out loud for a class. So that's kind of exciting. You guys, we have some newbies taking classes with us, and we hope that you guys have great first classes with us. Marilyn Eden said this is her first game night, so that's pretty cool. Patty Randolph and Debbie Lindauer. Rebecca Hawkins, this is her first class. Lisa Sharkey, Kelly Sheridan, Jeannie Parker, Sherry Everett, Lynn Beasley, Becky Schlossnagel, Kathleen Ketterman, Angelique McClendon, Barbara Godby, Sandy Politowitz. Yay, Sandy! I think this is your first time. I think I have your name right now. It took me a few times beginning, but I think I got it now. Debbie Stone. Again, calling Debbie Stone. Debbie Stone, if you're out there and you're listening to me live, please let us know your lucky numbers. And otherwise, I'm sure Kelly's got some pulled up already for you. Leslie McMinn, Luann Bartling, Pat Settle, Susan Bellamy, Ruth Nicholson, Cindy Ettringer, Stacy Ton. Stacy, this is your first class with me as well, so I really hope you enjoy it. Barbara Levine, or maybe it's Barbara Levine. I guess, Barbara, you'll have to tell me sometime when we chat again. I want to say Levine. It's her first class with me. Becky Gandolfo, Maria Gilbertson, Kathy Wilsnack, Yvette Lopez, Feline Mays, Joanne Kahn, Vicky Rodriguez, and I was going to say last but not least, Susie Fentlater. And I have to give a big yay out to Joanne Kahn, Vicky Rodriguez, Susie Fentlater, because they actually, I had a wait list, you guys, and they were able to get on the list for class because I wrote somebody's name for in-person down twice, and 2 people for in-person canceled and didn't want the kits. So I was able to delight Joanne, Vicky, and Susie. So sometimes that happens, you guys. I have not filled up a class before a class in a long time. I don't remember. So there are officially no kits, you guys. I do not plan to kit anymore. If you would like a PDF tutorial, the PDF tutorial is amazing. It is, I'm going to hand this off to you, Kelly. It is complete with cat fur. You might hit save on that. So complete, and I think that's your file. It should say copy, I think. So the PDF tutorial is available for purchase if you go to my events calendar for today, for April 1st. And so ever since I ran out of space in my PDF online tutorial store, I've had to come up with a plan B for tutorials. So any tutorial after February 28th, well, February 28th or after, if you always go to the first day of the current month, there is going to be an event there, and it's going to be called PDF tutorials. And you're going to get a drop-down menu, and you can select them to pay for them. And this one is available. You could purchase it. You won't get it automatically. I will have to email it to you after you pay for it. Now, if you want to pay for it outside of my website, like with Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, Friends and Family, whatever, the check, you can do that as well and save the convenience fee of not having to use a credit card. Vanessa Ritter is on the list, right? Vanessa Ritter was on the list. I might have missed over your name, Vanessa Ritter. I didn't say your name. Now that,
Yep.
What number is she?
56.
Vanessa, you are number 56. I apologize for not saying your name. I don't want you to feel like I did it intentionally. I did not. The looking up and looking down on my spreadsheet was hard. Normally I can put my finger on where everybody's names are in my book as I go. But yes, Vanessa Ritter, you are on the list officially. You are number 56. And your class got mailed out today. You guys, everybody's packages were either, if you only did game night and nothing else, there were about 15 of you. I was able to mail your packages last week, Friday. Right? Which I normally would do if you, like how I did it in the past. Those people didn't have anything they were waiting for. We had everything kitted up. They went out last week. Anybody else that had consolidated shipping, we shipped about 125 packages between yesterday and today. And the bulk of them went out yesterday. I had about 25 that I took to the post office. I was driving back at 5:45 actually, you guys. And that's how I roll, which you know that. So what happened was, anybody who got their shipments mailed out last week or went out yesterday, if you read the email that I sent last night, you will read that there's an update that I missed a piece of cardstock in your kit. There was a sneaky piece that is a hidden piece in the hidden message card, and I completely was an oversight on my fault. My part, I take complete responsibility for it. Nothing that you can't fix or do on your own, but if you can't and you don't want to, or if you want me to send you the piece, when I get to that card, I will share it with you. So just know that if your package left today to the post office, I was able to slip the piece of paper in during class last night. I cut however many I needed the packages were still here, and we got them into your packages. But out of 72, let's say about 40 of you are going to have that piece missing. And I know it, and I emailed it, and I included the measurements in the email, and I called it out. I'll specifically go through it during the live, and we might even start with that card so that you guys can see that piece. And if you have orange or white paper at home, either one of those colors would work to fix it. So, but yes, it's been a lot going on, you guys, for the last couple days, on top of having the MS benefit, which is going to be upon us in no time. Kelly officially got on the side, I don't know. Oh, there's a kitten.
There's 20.
There's I don't know. It's hard to see them all, but they're lined up along the whole counter. There's these plastic cellophane bag looking things. There's a kitten right there.
Yep.
And then all the way across there, Kelly lined up. Now that the counters are clear, you guys, we got the raffle baskets lined up back on the counter with the buckets. And now we can focus on those people that have been getting raffle tickets. We are down to about 16 left. Just so you guys know, 16 left for the MS benefit, which is coming up this weekend. Out of 152, you guys, we have 16 of these sets of cards left. So with a $40 donation, you get these kits to make these cards. And I'm doing a YouTube class with you guys next week, Tuesday, on these cards. So just know that if you were still on the fence about getting them, it's better to get off and stop getting splinters, because those splinters start to fester. So get off the fence and let us know if you want to get in on those cards. And if anybody's looking for a second set of them too, just know with your $40 donation, the full $40 goes to the National MS Society, which is pretty cool, because we have an amazing community of stampers and crafters that donated all the materials. So that's coming up now. We can switch gears from shipping. We have class tonight, and then we have the MS benefit on Saturday. So fun stuff. Oh, that's a lot of talking, you guys. So I have Happy Mail. I will wait till after class to share Happy Mail with you. I have, and I don't think Kathy Jackson from Iola, Wisconsin's watching, but I have I think it's the February cards by Christine, the customer swap. I have those cards. So you guys have Happy Mail and swap cards to show you later. The other thing I have, I don't know if Kelly has the bucket of the Stampin' Fun in the Sun.
They're right next to you.
Perfect. There it is. I couldn't see it because it was right in front of my face.
Right.
You guys, I have this to share with you afterwards, just to let you know. I'm not going to do it now, but I'm going to do it after. These are the projects for the next big event that I have that features products out of the new annual catalog and some online exclusives. And that event is in June, called the Stampin' Fun in the Sun. I met with Amanda Waldhart this weekend, and we designed them. And we design them together, and she uses the projects for a one-day event that she does, and I use the projects for a one-day event that I do. So we work smarter, not harder, and we collaborate and design together. And then she uses the cards for her event and I use them for mine, and it's awesome. So just know that if you wait till the end and stick with me, that I'll be sharing that stuff with you. And Kelly's going to start photographing them, and we're going to start sharing that Stampin' Fun in the Sun event now, because it's around the corner too. It's like in 2 months I'll be over except for the shouting. So, all right, perfect. You got it. You guys said no worries about that. So about the paper, I really appreciate it. And Marilyn said she's already cut and scored her missing piece. Perfect. You guys, you are generally all really amazing with helping with that. We kitted up 3,252 cards between 5 days, 3 days last week and 2 days the week before. Out of that, I know that Tammy Sokolic and her mom Sandy, they die cut 11,000 pieces for these card kits that went out. Yep. And Karen Wetstein cut, I don't know if she kept track of how many pieces of paper she cut to help us with kitting. And Anna Rebedu does all the scoring for you guys. And Rhonda Ayers does all the embossing. And Karen Forward helped with the die cutting. Diane Hagen helps with the designing and the kitting. My mom cuts all your ribbon. And it was a lot to get to where we got today, to have the packages out the door and the counter lined up for the MS benefit. So a big round of applause to all my helpers. And Jolene writes the PDF tutorials. You guys, there's a lot that goes into this, and I really appreciate when you guys tell me how much you appreciate the helpers, because I do pass those messages. Kelly helps with everything from running the event with me tonight to the front end stuff with the marketing stuff. So it's definitely a labor of love to bring you guys all the classes that we offer to you. So, okay, the prizes. I'm going to show you the bundles, and also you can refer back to the email that I sent last night in case you don't get these written down or see them. I do have the best helpers in the world. I absolutely do. They rock. They are amazing. And I think it's time we should go out for lunch again sometime. Kelly hasn't been able to make it to one of these lunches, but we need to plan a lunch. So I took my helpers to lunch, I think in February. It was after the escape. I said, you guys, we need to get together and just have lunch and not talk about anything with me related with working, like not working, but like helping me, right? And so we went to lunch and it was good. And not everybody can always make it, but who can make it makes it. So I'm going to just share this with you guys. These are all out of the new annual catalog, and they were
Debbie Stone from Texas.
Debbie Stone is from Texas.
Okay.
Yes. Is she reaching out to you?
No, I'm reaching out to her.
Oh, okay, perfect. So Debbie Stone, if you're watching, Kelly's reaching out to you with the numbers that we're going to pick for you. But Gallery of Blooms is one of the new online exclusives, and I'm so sorry. It is in the new annual catalog, and it's part of pre-order is what I meant to say. I don't want to open up the dies with these, because then unless you guys say open them up so you can see the dies, because I don't want to take and have to put this plastic back on, because it is a pain in the butt to put this plastic back on. I'll tell you, it's one of those miserable things having to do is put these dies back into the stupid plastic. Anyway, it's just me being real about that. So Gallery Blooms is one of the new annual catalog bundles. Now there's another one called More Messages. This is a stamp set. They've done these in the past. Hello, Penny Powell, my sunshine friend. So More Messages, they've done this in the past where it's all connected, and it does all these words. And then the die, like this is a banner one. This is an oval, and it's one die that it completely cuts them all out. Yvette Lopez. Yes. Okay. So Yvette Lopez, what I need to do. So Yvette Lopez, you guys, she gave me a bag of handmade cards with gift cards for all of my helpers. I needed to get past what we just got past with kitting and shipping. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have Kelly help me do this. We're going to get that bag of cards, and I'm going to have Kelly help me create a list, which we have a list, and I'm going to have her put somebody's name, one helper's name on every card so we don't miss anybody. So Yvette Lopez was amazing. I met her at Raleigh. Not Raleigh. Yeah, we went to Raleigh to onstage, and she gave me gifts for the helper. So I have it upstairs. And in case you're wondering, Kelly, it's the bag of cards that's to the left of the filming, like the station upstairs.
Okay.
That's a to-do for tomorrow. Yes. Kelly's here tomorrow. I've got like a laundry list for her. Sweet Blooms is another bundle in the annual catalog. Sunrise Sailing, you guys. This comes with a hybrid embossing folder and then dies. And this is one of the new online exclusives that was part of the pre-order. We're going to feature this for one of the May monthly cards. Hi, Pat Shebishoff from Staten Island. And then this is Beautiful Motifs. And this is part of the same suite that the Gallery Blooms is from. So it's a super suite that features this set and this set with the dies. And so it's called Beautiful Gallery is the name of that suite. So these are the 5 bundles that will be won by people. And do I need to do anything else, or should we play 2 games? I think we should play 2 games, you guys. Hi, Stacy Burns. All right, so my goal for you guys, what we're gonna do, normally we would do game card to write until it's all done. But I think what we're gonna do is we'll play 2 games right off the bat, and then we're gonna make a card, play 2 games, make a card, and then we'll play the last game. And we should do just fine for a timing perspective. And Nancy said, I've got that one I needed. I think you're talking about one of the bundles. So yeah, you guys, one of the perks about being a demonstrator or a hobbyist or a discount shopper, they're all the same. You're signed up with Stampin' Up. However you look at yourself is all good. Some people like to shop from themselves and get a discount. Some people love the hobby and they want the discount, and some people are running it as a business and you would call them a demonstrator and they have classes. Either way, anyway, when you are signed up with Stampin' Up and are a demonstrator, you get in on a special perk called pre-order, and you can order products from the catalog before anybody else. Well, before customers in general. So this is one of the things that I was able to do. I was able to go to Raleigh and get a pre-order, and then I got to pre-order again afterwards. And so I was able to get double sets of some of these, and I could use them for my prizes for you guys tonight, so that this is all brand new product. You have to make the sales red. Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely. So what I've been doing is swirling these around. You guys, we did verify. There are 30 numbers here, okay? And Kelly's got, she's got the computer ready to go, right? Okay, very good. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is start calling these. And these numbers, we've been using this set of numbers now since, well, this is probably the 3rd game night that we've used them. The new catalog doesn't have the ability for us to cut out pictures. They didn't have pictures at the back end. Sad face. So these might feel like deja vu for you guys. So we have Cheerful Daisies is number 14. And I know it might be hard to read, but I will say it as well. 14 is Cheerful Daisy. It's the first number to kick off game night. Mm-hmm. All right. The next one. Oh, man. I gotta put these back down. Number 16 is the next one. Did you have a Post-it note for me that it was for me to keep track?
I have Post-it. No.
And she's got to write down the prizes? Okay. All right, perfect. So the next one, oh, Sherry Stewart's got an S. Good job, girlfriend. So we're not skunked yet. Okay, Debbie's got an S too. Number 10. Number 10 is... All right. Number 10. So we're keeping with our even numbers. So 10, 14, and 16 are what we've got so far. Lots of S's rolling on through. Okay, and number 3 is our autumn leaves. I'll zoom in just a little bit so you guys can see those numbers a little better. Numero 3. Oh, Susan Bellamy's already got an ST. Look at her go. All right, let's do this guy next. Lovely and Sweet is number 7. So, Kelly, we've got 3 and 7 were the last ones. Are you all right? Keeping track? Okay, perfect. Dar McCarthy and Rose, they have ST. Very good. And this one I'm drawn to. Oh, it's the Sea Turtles. I do like turtles, you guys. So, Sea Turtles is number 18. 18. Oh, look at this. We just need this one in here, and then we'll have all of those numbers going on. Okay, let's do this. Oh, Susan Bellamy's got STA. The next number is 20. Number 20. I'm leaving a little room for that guy, but it's weird that we've got so many even numbers going on. Mary's got ST. Good. Okay, lots of STs rolling in. All right, let's go this way on the bottom. How about him? Number 26, it is called Doggone Friendly. It is a background stamp that has a whole bunch of puppers on the back. They also have a stamp like that that is featuring kittens or cats. All right, so number 26. Ooh, we've got like 4 people.
A lot.
5 people have STA. Okay.
There's- yeah.
So here's the deal, you guys. I got to say this. I forgot to say this earlier. If multiple people get stamp on the first, like on the same number, what we do is we do a random number generator runoff. How do you call it? Like a spin-off. I don't know, however you want to call it. So what we'll do is we'll log everybody who's got stamp, and we'll assign everybody a number, like 1, 2, 3, whatever, and then we'll do a random number generator, and then there'll be still a master winner at the end. So one person wins off of each game is how it works. Okay. All right. Wow, Sheila Roberts says STAM. Are you forgetting to call my numbers? Yeah, Diaquist, I'm so sorry. Oh, look at this. 24. What are the odds, you guys? We have 10, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24, and 26.
Oh my goodness.
I know. We're going every other. So we go every 2, it says. Sheila Roberts got STAM. Trish Bagley does too. Oh, man. I wonder, 3 people have STAM? Okay. So number 19. 19 is the next one. Oh, man. Not yet? Oh, somebody's got it? Ooh, one person? Ooh. Kelly told me to hold the phone. Hold the phone. She told me that somebody should be reaching out with the STAMP. And, ooh. And I don't know if it's the person that's been watching. So it's Feline Mays hasn't been in with us, you guys.
Uh-oh.
I know she works late sometimes, and usually it's hard for her to get on the lives because she's 2 hours behind us. So I wonder if that is okay. So you guys, I don't even see Feline on here, but what you guys can hear Kelly. Kelly's going to yell her numbers for her, and I'm going to write them down so that you can tell me what they are.
Ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
3,
3 is correct.
7,
7 is correct.
10,
10 is correct.
19,
19. Okay, so 19 was her winner.
and 20.
And 20. Okay.
Is that 5?
That's 5 numbers, yes, you guys. So Feline Mays from Oregon is our lucky duck winner. We had
Lucky ducky.
so many people that had STAM, and it was that number 19 that sealed the deal. You guys, and just to confirm, Feline has her numbers 3, 7, 10, 19, and 20. So we're going to put that on the back counter for now. And if Feline should be joining us soon, I would guess that she never misses a game night. So I'm only going to imagine that it's 4:42 where she is now, and that she's still working. So, all right. So that would complete the first game. And again, we're not going to worry about picking a prize or anything because Feline can do that if she joins us later. And if she doesn't, then she'll get what is left. Okay. And I know she's a demonstrator on my team, and she just put in a big pre-order too. So I'd be curious if she has all those or if she doesn't have one. So, all right, you guys. So I'm going to, yes, congratulations to Feline Mays. Yeah, you guys, thanks, Maria. She'll appreciate hearing the congratulations. I know it's sad because sometimes it's like, well, I want to be happy for the person, but I also want to win, right? So that's hard. But thank you for that, you guys. And Lisa said she picked the worst numbers. Did Lisa, were you skunked? I know that. I'm sure somebody was skunked, but yes, congratulations to Feline. I'm going to swirl these guys around. Oh my gosh. There were like, how many people had STM? Was it like 6 or 5 people? Okay. So those were some good numbers. So I picked some good numbers that a lot of people had. And I don't think anybody has the exact numbers. So one time, you guys, I had somebody that picked 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then a person came in like later and said the same numbers. I'm like, no, we don't want to have people with the same numbers. So, all right, you guys, we're ready to start again.
What do we got?
14.
That was the first one last time.
It was the first one last time. How does that even, like...
Oh, you have sticky fingers.
With that one, it must be. You guys are probably like, what are the odds? 1 in 30. 1 in 30 that happened.
That
Now,
is the odds.
okay, so we're going to go with this one. Number 9, Crafting with You.
Oh, I like that bundle.
Yeah, that's a nice bundle. I love the little basket in there. that basket is what we use for our fruit basket.
basket.
I would never have realized that the fruit was in there. Sherry Stewart has an S, and I feel like, oh, because she has number 14. She was the first one to comment last time, too. Does it feel like deja vu, you guys? Let's do this one here. Oh, man. Hang on. Let's do this guy right there. Oh, okay, 10. We're still feeling like deja vu. Okay, 10. It is the hot air balloons. Okay, let's do this guy. Here it is. Be my Valentine.
Number 10, you said?
Number 5 and 10. Yep, the last one was 10. The next one is 5. All right, here's some new blood coming in, all right? Some new numbers. Let's do this one right here. Ooh, number 11, the Planted Paradise. I would like to go to some paradise tropical place right now. That would be amazing. I would go in a heartbeat. If I could leave the world behind, I think, after like the last 2 weeks of crazy that we've done here. All right, the next one is number 15. Thanks, Sue Deppes. Nice surprise when she's finished work. Exactly. Number 15 is So Sincere. 15. Oh, look at Angelique and Sue both have ST. So does Mimi. Very good. Okay, so that was 15. All right, let's do this one here. Ooh, you guys, now we're getting some other ones. Layering Leaves is number 13. Nice. So we've got 13, 14, 15 all in a row. Angelique's doing good. So is Sue, and Cindy Hutchings. They got the STAs. Okay. Let's do that one. All right. Wild Ferns in 27. It reminds me of Wild Horses. 27. Is that an alarm or a? Are they testing they're doing the testing for the tornadoes? 27 was that one. Okay. All right, I don't know, you guys probably can't hear it in the background, but we definitely have some tornado testings that they're doing these days. All right, number 25 is Wanted to Say Dies. Okay, 25 is, I like these
4
dies.
seconds, but I think we got
Oh, Kelly's telling me to hold the phone. So I do like these dies because it's nice because you can die cut. For me, holding a class, as long as my die cutters still like me, like these are great because you can put these on the outside of cards for your sentiments and not worry about having to have stamps. So Susan Bellamy's got STAM and Sue Esworthy has STAM. Where's our Linda Scott? Where's Linda Scott? Calling Linda Scott. Has she been on here at all? Linda Scott, where are you, my friend? I don't know if Linda Scott was on with us. I'm trying to go back to see if she said hello. Kelly's telling me that I can't call any more numbers because
I'm in charge.
and Laura said that hers is going off too. So Kelly's in charge of the numbers, and she told me that Linda Scott should have it. So what does Linda Scott have for numbers?
Let me see here.
And let's see if Linda's got it.
All right, Linda Scott. We have 5,
5 is a good number.
14.
14.
Is a good
That's a
number.
good one, yep.
15.
15, okay.
25.
25
And 27.
and 27. All right. So Debbie said it's a tornado awareness day. They are sounding the alarms. Yeah, they did them at noon too, I think, right at noon. You guys, so Linda Scott, I don't know if we can watch for Linda Scott. Whoever sees, if Linda Scott comes on tonight, we need to tell her right off the bat that she's a winner chicken dinner. Yes. So we have a good one as well here. So, all right, we're going to put our numbers off to the side. Congratulations to Miss Linda Scott. She is going to be delighted. Linda is from Minnesota, and she's also on the team, which is super cool. So we've got 2 winner chicken dinners figured out. And what we're going to do is take a moment and regroup and get ready to cut some designer series paper, you guys. Oh, man. So I'm curious, how many of you have already pre-cut your paper? Kelly, will you grab my paper trimmers? The rotary,
Guillotine?
yeah, not the guillotine, the
normal
normal one, yeah. So yes, congratulations to Linda Scott. So, oh man, you guys, okay.
had an important job so far tonight.
I'll take these two. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. So this class is kind of like an ink, paper, scissors, where we get a quarter. Here, I'll show you. You guys are going to get, for those that got the class with me, you have a bag. And when you get cat fur in your bag, it's complimentary. The cats are just saying hello is what they're doing. So if that happens and you don't like it, please don't be mad. Just be like, oh, that's their cats again. But the cats say that's free of charge. So what you get in your kit is you'll get some designer paper, and there's going to be 10 sheets like this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's going to be 10 like that. And then you're going to have, I want to call them critters, but they're not critters. It's urchins. Sea urchins. No, they're crustaceans. They're crustaceans. They're crustaceans. You've got lobsters and crabs. And hi, Anik. And you guys, some of you got them cut like this. There were 20 people out of 72 that got them cut like this, including me. And just, it was a happy accident. Karen Wetsign had to cut them like this for the monthly class. And so when I gave her, remember we talked about 40 and then we did 20 more and then we did 12 more? Well, that group of 20, Karen thought that they needed to get fussy cut apart. So what we did is we divided them all up, and everybody got a pink one, and then of the 20 people got pink, and then they got orange. And so some of you got them like this, and some of you got them a sheet where Karen cut them and then like that. Okay, so that means that you didn't get any of these things cut down the middle. We protected them. Otherwise, you could have had a half a lobster for dinner, right? So just know that some of you will have your papers like hanging up. We tried to put like cardboard in your packages so that they didn't bend over. And so sometimes, that will be the casualty of having some paper that goes up. Some of you will have your paper cut, and then one guy, Diane, like cut it off and put it into your bag because he was sticking up too far. He was trying to escape out of your bag. But anyways, you have these guys. You'll have one pack of either the Sunny Days dots, and you guys, these are just leftover scraps for me from kidding. So I used an open pack for me. You either got Sunny Days dots, which are out of stock, no longer available as of about 3 weeks ago already, or you got the Sunny Days dots, which they're still available. They look great. They have pink, they have yellow, they have this pool party color, and then they have yellow. So they work really nicely with that. So you got one or the other. And then you got the roll of iridescent ribbon. And then your 4 card kits. Now, I mentioned that about 25 of you who had your packages leave today, I slipped this little orange piece in your kit in the back, right? It's just going to be hanging out there. Okay? So what Kelly Crapper means your card pack was supervisor approved. Yes, it's cute. Yep, perfect. I love it. Yes. So you might have this. Now this is what, if your package was mailed, and a lot of you said that you've already taken care of this, it's 8.5 by 7/8, and it's scored at 4 and 8 is what it is. Okay, so this is what you need for the hidden. You guys, it's really sneaky. You don't see it, right? It's actually back here and completely over my head when it came to doing the spot checking to make sure we have all the bits and parts with that. So just know that that's what you need. And you could do this in pumpkin pie, orange, or white. I think white would be fine, because what happens is you don't see it. And it could be white, right? Because it would blend in back here in white too. It would be perfectly fine in white. And I think we'll do that one first, just because. But what we need to do is cut the designer series paper for this class. And what I have are my 4 card kits. Just know your golden ticket is on the top here. I wrote my own slips out this time, so I put hi me. And then it's referred to as Ocean Friends Game Night. You guys, I abbreviate Game Night with GN. So if you're ever looking for this class on YouTube in the replay, it would be under Ocean Friends Game Night Cards by Christine. Or if you go to my events calendar, it's April 10th today. And that's where you would find a link for the video as well. Or the PDF tutorial. If you're looking your emails for it, make sure you're looking for Ocean Friends. Okay, so we're going to start with this one here. And our plan is to cut first. And I already pre-cut these during class last night. So just know, with the 4 cards you have here, I'm not going to lose my Post-it notes because I specifically wrote them so I'd have an easier time remembering. We have these 4 cards, so you guys can see what we've got going on in front of us. All right, we have a floating bandstand, and he uses an orange guy. We have a tube card, side tube, which has the pink crab. We have a red, excuse me, a red lobster for this card. And there's going to be, so the oranges are two different oranges. One is more pinky corally orange, and the other is more pumpkin pie orange. And either one would work on there. But there's one more crab on the back of this card, and that's where I'm going to use that guy. So I've already die cut out that. And for those of you who got scraps, you're going to have extra ones left over. And we even included the edges of the paper because you could have him sneaking onto the page, and he could be like battling it out with him and on top, and you don't know that his whole body's not there. So just know that we kind of divided these all up between everybody. So you want to make sure you have those. Now, if you don't have the dies, you could fussy cut them with a scissors, and you're okay, right?
Yeah.
So you can definitely fussy cut. You don't have to have the dies. And if you do have the dies, though, you could fussy cut them out, or die cut them out. We also pulled in Submarine Life. We pulled in Hugs for Love, Iconic Imagery, and then the Ocean Friends stamp set. And just so you guys know, I always like to try to pull this out if I can remember to do it. The Ocean Friends, this is our DSP samplers that we make here. Ocean Friends looks like this. There's a lot of pinks and oranges, and the Summer Splash is in here, Berry Burst, Melon Mambo. So a lot of these cardstock colors got utilized in these cards. If you're still looking for DSP samplers, you guys, I have still about 15 left of these. And knowing that, I'm gonna have to take orders for the annual catalog because I don't want to over make them if people aren't going to need them. So if you guys are in the market for the annual catalog DSP sampler, you can reach out to me, send me an email or text, whatever, however you want. Email's probably the best. Just tell me, hey, yeah, make sure I get on the list because you want one of those DSP samplers for the annual catalog. We're only going to make a certain amount of them, and when they're gone, then they're going to be gone, and I'm not going to over commit and make more than what we need to. So we're going to start cutting our designer paper, and we have to be careful. So wait, here's an idea. Let's pull the DSPs that we need because some of these DSPs look very similar, especially these two right here. These two patterns, if you look at them at first glance, you might think they're the same.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But this one has the lobsters and this one has the crabs. Okay? And they're different, but the colors on them are all the same. So I just want to make sure you guys don't mess it up. And if you do, it's pretty interchangeable. But this one, if you look at this card, this has the lobsters. So I'm going to set this, and it has this orange back like this. It's the orangey back one. I'm going to set that with this guy. And then there's a pink on a pink swirlies. This guy right here. So that back side is the swirlies for across here. And then on the inside of this card, there are the orangies that look like this, the checks and the balances, okay? So there's actually 3 designer papers for that one. So we're gonna just let that sit for a moment and let it figure out its thing. This one has the starfish, this guy right here. The starfish has the Calypso Coral Stripies. And that's for this floating bandstand. I had to choose my words there. And I'm actually going to grab both of them. One is not quite enough to do the card, so you're going to have to dip into your second sheet. So I'm going to set that with this one. This guy doesn't have a lot of designer paper, and you might think that that is designer paper back here. Now that's the designer paper here, and there's some designer right here on the sides. It's this piece right here, which has this orange checky part. So that's going to go here. And we might have enough of this left over from what we cut here, so I think I'll cut this one towards the end. There's this pink piece here, and that is this. Now, I will say this. This paper is ombre. Ombre. It goes, and you can kind of see it's pink here. Now, for this, what's going to happen is people are going to potentially have 2 oranges, or they're going to have 2 pinks. If you look at this side, it's this pink. They look like fans, like you can hold a fan. That's what that looks like to me. That's the back side. So this side's going to be pink like this, but some of you are going to have orange and some of you are going to have pink. If we would have thought about it, we would have flipped the papers when we cut them, so you might have gotten an orange and a pink. But we didn't think about that. And so what happens is you're going to have orange or you're going to have pink for the most part. And this part right here comes from this orange part right here. But you could also grab, let's say you got the pink. So last night I had people in class that some people got the pink and some people got the orange. Some people traded so that they were good. But you could also use the pink down here and it would look fine because the card has so much pink and orange going on that you could easily put the pink down there. The other thing is you could grab orange from over here and use this orange piece down there as well. So just knowing that is an option for you. This back here, it doesn't really, you don't know it, but it's blended with a blending brush and it's a white piece of paper and it's blended. Now, for those that don't want to blend and that they have the orange, they could cut a piece of orange and put that back here too. So that's what we got there. Okay, so we're going to save this piece here and I'm going to pull in my orange here. And then that leaves this right here, which if we go here, we have one of each of these sheets left. So here's the thing with this star card. There are 10. You guys asked for a star card. You get a star card. We did this for the Winter Creative Escape presentation. There are 10 panels. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Each one of those is 7/8 of an inch, which is, let's say, 10 inches. And if you know that this is 6 inches across, one sheet is not going to be enough. You are going to need to dip into the next sheet. So here's where you need to make an executive decision. And hopefully it's the hardest decision you have to make all day. These are different patterns. And so if you look at this, you've got a continuous pattern here. These two are continuous. These two are continuous, but these are not continuous. And then that is continuous right there. Right? So this is continuous. These three are continuous. And then if you go over here, this is continuous to here. And then you can't you guys can't have it continuous unless you have a full 12 inches of your sheet, but none of you have 12 inches. So what you have to figure out, your hard decision is, instead of having on this card, using that orange lobster, what you could do is bring back your lobster piece and put the crab over there, right? So you could put the crab with that one, and now you're saving these two sheets to do, basically this is gonna wrap around here, so you would have your 6 going this way, and then what you could do is start this one from this way, and then only in the middle here it wouldn't meet up, but you probably want that to meet up there. So we'll get there. We're gonna cut that in a moment, but what I'm getting at is be cognizant of a pattern, like a straight shot across. So, okay, so we've gone through the paper. We've kind of got things mapped out. We're going to cut these guys towards the end. And I think to start off, we're going to cut this one. That's what I said, you guys. Put on your patience pants. This one is probably the easiest one to cut for. And I mentioned that we're going to just swap this and use this piece here, which is perfectly, it works great. So this one is a 2.5 high, and it is 4 1/4 wide. All right, so this pink squirrely thing here. So I want my squigglies to be going horizontal, and it's 2.5 high. So I'm going to turn my paper like this, and I'm going to cut it at 2.5, because that's the height. And your card base here is 4 1/4 wide. Now, when we cut bases on my cutter upstairs, sometimes if you cut a paper exactly in half, great. But sometimes it's a hair shorter or a hair longer, and then the other half of it is the other, like smaller, or, you know, it's the opposite. So what is the orange ombre paper from? All of the paper that I'm using today is from the Ocean Friends card, like Ocean Friends DSP. So some of you might have the DSP at home, and if you got 2 pink patterns and you want the orange, you could also go to your Ocean Friends Designer Series paper pack and grab the orange. Donna said, did we get some of the paper in our... Yes, Donna. You did. Everybody in their Winter Creative Escapes got a 6x6 piece of each one of the patterns. Now, you might have gotten the pink or you might have gotten the orange, right? So, because that ombre has orange on the top or on the bottom and it's got the pink on the opposite half of it, right? So yes, you could potentially have it in there too, right? So definitely, absolutely. So, all right. So now we need to do this at 4 1/4. But now, I had just mentioned that you might have yours is actually more than 4 1/4 and you're not doing anything with this little other side at the moment. So I would cut it a hair over 4 1/4 and then you could always trim it if necessary. I'd rather trim it off than to have it too short. So this piece here is your 2 1/2 by 4 1/4. Boom. Okay, so that's not so bad. Now this piece right here is 3 inches wide by 4 1/4 tall. So that's this piece, and I grabbed this. So it's 3 inches wide, right? So we're gonna do 3 inches wide. So if you guys see what's going on, it's the back and the front of this one. This would have normally worked, but the guys are going the wrong way, right? So we're gonna do here 3, and it is by 4 1/4. So we're gonna go 4 1/4, like this, and then that is the piece that goes right here on the front. And now all the other cardstock's gonna be in the envelope, right? And then this one uses one of these oranges, right? So we're gonna put that here. Now, but we're not done. The colors are so bright and colorful they are. We're not done because there's more. On the inside, there's 2 more pieces, all right? So that is, I know it's 4, and then it's by 2 1/4. So that's the orange check piece, is this one right here. So it's 4 by 2 1/4. So this sheet gets used, just so we know here, it gets used on another card, and I'm going to pull it out really quick just to see. It gets used back here, right? So depending on how we make our orange checks here, I just want to look. So this is going this way, and that's going that way. I was going to say I would cut it at 4 wide this way, and that will be perfect because it'll give us the side strips here. So let's just do this. So I have my rectangles going this way, and I want it to be 4 inches wide. So we're gonna do 4 inches wide, which leaves this, which could be used for your envelope flap. Okay, so keep that in mind. And now this is 4 by 2 1/4. So we're gonna cut 2 1/4. Whoa, hello, hi, what's up, honey? I wasn't expecting you to come jumping up here. Okay, where are you gonna go? Mom, I just want to be loved. And, I want everybody to see my butt. Oh, honey, no, they don't want to see your butt. You're just swirling around, girlfriend. You're so indecisive right now. What's happening? Okay. Mom, when are you gonna be done? Okay, you guys know what that's over, right? Kids ask, when are you gonna be done? So this was 4 by, it's actually 2 1/8, okay? So I cut it a little bit too big. Honey distracted me. I blame that one on the kitten. So it's 4 by 2 1/8. So I just gotta trim off 1/8 here. All right, so it was 4 by 2 1/8. Hi, baby cakes. Yeah, I know you're eyeing up that pot. Where are you gonna go? I don't need you to knock off all my things. Let's put you right there. Okay, so 2 1/8, and that's good now. Hi, I know. All right, there you go. Good job, girlfriend. Now, let's see what size this is, because there's another piece here, and this is 4 by 4, but we don't have enough of this, what's left here, to do it, right? Because it's a little bit short. It's okay. We have the other piece, but I don't want to confuse you guys. This isn't big enough for what we need here, but it is big enough for over here. So as long as I have this in front of me, I'm going to cut for this card. It's already at 4 inches tall, and now I need it to be 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to do 1 for over here, and then we're going to do 3/4 of an inch here. Okay, so those are for that one. I think we're done with this piece for the moment. And I'm going to grab the other piece that's here. And we need to cut this yet. And this is a 4 by 4. and it's scored at 7/8 from the top and 7/8 from the bottom. So we're gonna cut at 4 inches. So another envelope flap. And then by 4 inches. Okay, so these is scrap pile right here. Hi, Mitzi Stanley. Now, 7/8 from the top and 7/8 from the bottom. We need a line, a score line. So I'm going to flip it on its end here, and we're going to go to 7/8, and we're not going to cut it. We're going to score it. Scoring is not cutting. Okay, so don't cut it off. And then we're going to flip it around, and I'm going to do 7/8 again on the opposite end. Okay, so what happens now, oh, I scored it. I'm going the wrong way. I don't know if those will come out. I should have had it the other. You guys, this is real life. Okay, so I should have scored it going that way. And I wonder if I can, you can erase score lines sometimes. You take your bone folder and you can smooth out your score lines. I should have had the orange side up and not the other side. So hang on. Did you guys know you can take your bone folder and you can push your score line down, and it basically takes the scoring away, right? So what I'm going to do now is with it in the right direction. So the orange, I want my rectangles to be going this way. I want to score at 7/8. We're going to see this is repeat. You guys get to repeat. Don't cut it. Sometimes with designer paper, if you push down really hard, you can also crease the paper, and you don't want to do that. Lisa Sharkey, we're doing what? You guys, we're treating this like an ink, paper, scissors. We're cutting all of the designer series paper, and then we're going to put it inside your kits. And then we're going to work on the first card. So right now what we're doing is we're cutting designer series paper for the 4 cards so that I don't have to pull out my paper trimmer for the rest of the night. And then you guys were cutting all the paper. So if you guys have ever watched an ink, paper, scissors with me, that's exactly what we do. We cut the designer series paper as a group, and you put it in your card kits, and then what you do is we're going to work on 1 card at a time, okay? So it takes more time to cut card, like the paper, with each card, okay? So hopefully that helps explain a little bit. So I scored it incorrectly, though. I don't know if you guys caught that. That's what I'm redoing here. So, all right, what we're trying to do is get all of our designer paper for each card. So now we have the first card that I started with, right? So here's this. Oh, so Debbie Gass said we're on card 4. You guys, for those that have never really done a class with me, I do not work off of the tutorial. I work off of my head. And we wanted to start with this one because this one was because of that piece being missing. So the tutorial has 4 cards in it in no particular order. I don't always follow, because I have a lot of new people that are watching me tonight for doing a class. I don't go off of that order of the PDF. So Jolene helps me write the tutorials, and she puts the cards in whatever order she wants to put them in. And then when I make the cards for class, so I apologize if that's confusing for people, but generally, like, you could just skip ahead to the tutorial, right? So sorry about the confusion, Lisa. All right, so we've just officially cut the cardstock for this card here. All right, so, and some of you have already pre-done this, right? Because I know that some of you cut your cardstock ahead, right? So now I'm going to set this with this card, and we're going to put it off to the side, and we're going to finish this one now. And I only worked ahead on this one because I had the same paper out in my hands. All right, so there's that one. And now there's this pink piece here that is part of a different pattern. It's this guy right here. This orange piece is where this pink is, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut this piece right here, which is 3/4 by 4, okay? All right, so 3/4 by 4. And so I'm just going to cut off 3/4 of an inch from this paper. So the great thing about class, you guys, is that there is a replay that you can refer to at any point after class. And also there's a tutorial that you can refer to at any point. And the tutorial that you guys got has pictures, it has measurements, it has instructions. And the instructions may or may not follow the order that I do things, right? It just is a general of how to do it. Okay, so that's that. And then on the front, there's this piece right here. And we talked about this, that depending on what piece you got, you might have pink or you might have orange, right? And some of you were talking about that you might have this paper at home. And if you got pink, that you could always go to your pile and get out the piece that you need. It's basically a 1 inch by 3 and I think 3 3/8. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut, and it doesn't matter where you grab it from. If you want it lighter, if you want it darker. I'm just gonna cut this at 1 inch. That's my scrap pile. And I'm gonna do, let's say 3.5 for right now. Okay, but now if you look at this, you're gonna see waves on here, and we'll talk about that later, okay? But for now, literally, this is all we needed for the designer paper for this card right here, okay? Hopefully you guys are doing okay, right? So that's that one. Now we're gonna cut the designer series paper for this one. All right, and then this one is, and I mentioned you guys, there's a lot with this class. It is a really tedious class. Amazing cards, but it's gonna make you work for them, okay? And hi, buddy. He's like, Mom, I'm next. Okay, so now when we talk about this, you can see that this pattern is the same as the back pattern, and it's also the pattern here. So we're gonna start off first by cutting the stars that go on the inside, right? So there really isn't, and I'll be honest, there is no direction to this pattern here, but there is to this. And we wanna make sure that that once we cut this back, that the stripes are going horizontal. Kelly, you need some help?
Time for guess.
Yep. Well, no, you just want to grab him? There you go. You guys, he found the plant. Okay. So, when I cut this, I want to make sure my stripes are going horizontal, not vertical, right? And if you look at the back, this has a mat where this doesn't. So these on the front are taller than the ones in the back. So what I want to do is cut it to the height that's in the front first so that I can use this whole piece for almost everything there. So the height is 5 3/8. So we're going to go 5 3/8 and we're going to cut this off right now. It's on the scrap pile. Okay. But now, so I've got it staged for the back and I've got it staged for the front at the height. But now I'm going to cut it from the front because this is what I'm going to cut here. And what I have is, this is 5/8, this is 2.5, and that's 5/8. And I'm going to cut them in order so they kind of like line up. So I'm going to do 5/8 first. And then 2.5, keep it in order. You guys, what is going on? Like, are you needy kittens? Because Mom hasn't been giving you any attention. Okay, come on. You guys, this reminds me of when Mary Gunn, if you guys know Mary Gunn, who does the craft roulette show, her Merwin would do this. I would be watching her and her Merwin would just plunk down right on her stuff. So I never thought I would have kittens that would want to do the same thing. All right, so 5/8, 2.5, 5/8. So you guys, these three pieces are what go in the back here. Okay? All right, so leave them there. Honey, come on. Mom. All right, but now let's flip it over to the back, and we're gonna flip this over, and we're gonna cut these two side strips. All right, so can you see here? We had that perfect at having our horizontal, but now the height is too tall because we have a mat. So what we need to do is cut off 1/4 inch. Sorry, we're gonna cut it at 5 1/4. You guys, all the measurements are in the PDF tutorial. So we're gonna cut this at 5 1/4. So we're basically cutting off 1/8 of an inch. And then we're gonna cut these at 1/2 of an inch. Okay, and that is 1/2 inch. And so you can see that this is the piece that's gonna go right there. And I know I need to give my little fur babies a little more. Yes, yeah, definitely. I agree. I should have given them lots of love right before class, but I really was at the post office right before class. Okay, so we've got these two strips here. All right, so far so good. So that's for the back here. All right. And then, now let's flip it over, we're not done. We've got 4 1x1s and 2 1x1.5s. So you have this piece of paper left, which is great. It needs to be 1 inch. So let's cut it at 1 inch. All right, so we just cut a little sliver off. But now we need 4 1-inch pieces. So I'm going to go to the 4 inches, and I'm going to do 3.
I'm gonna go potty. Where would the iridescent ribbon be?
Oh, upstairs in my ribbon storage thing.
Okay.
Yep. So there's 1. Here's 2. And then at 1 inch gives us the last 2 pieces. Okay? Because they're squares, it was okay that they were going the like horizontal, right? Because now we can make them what we want. So this what's left is too little for there. So put that on your scrap pile. And this last one is 1.5 by 1. So you have this, so guys, we used up almost that whole sheet, okay? My Oakley is now jumping up on my craft table after seeing your tribe on YouTube, right? My kittens are stirring the pot here, getting you guys, your kittens all worked up. So I'm going to cut this at 1 inch now. And we'll leave this as a scrap on the pile here. Now they need to be 1.5. So I'm going to go to the 3 inch. And then I'm going to cut it at 1.5. That will give me the 2 pieces for here and here. So we now have this designer series. And you guys, I know some people cut ahead and have their designer paper already cut, but some people don't, and they need to be shown how to cut the paper. So I do this together with you guys so that you know how to cut the paper. So that's this card. Now what's left is our star card. Okay? 10 pieces that are all the same, right? So we said that we saved out these 2 pieces here, and we're going to use 5 from each piece, I think is what we're going to do. And the height on this is it's 3 15/16. Okay, so if you feel confident, you could cut both of them together. If you don't feel confident, do them separately. But I'm going to go to 3 15/16. And in case you're wondering, sometimes it's always nice to measure. Yep, it's 3 15/16. So I'm going to cut them both at the same time. So you could save this for your envelope flap if you want. Okay. And now the trick is we need 7/8 inch. I'm pretty sure that they're 7. I have all these you guys, I made all these Post-it notes to help me with it, but I still feel best measuring one more time. So I'm going to cut these at 7/8 of an inch. And I'm going to keep them in order. That is the key for this. Keep them in order. And again, I'm doing both of mine at the same time. Okay, so we got 1 set. Two sets. Three. Four. Oop, I missed the top, so hang tight. Grab the little scissors here. Missed my corner there. Okay. All right. Keep them in order. And 7/8. She found it. Yay, good job. All right. So this, I'm going to leave this off to the side. I don't necessarily need it. All right. So to keep this together, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those go in order. The top is the left. Same thing here, top on the left, and 5. All right. That should complete all of the cutting for class tonight, you guys. So at this moment, I can't remember if we need to cut anything else, but that's cutting all the designer paper. So anything that you have left from your designer paper, you could use for other projects. You don't necessarily need them for this project, okay? And you should have extra, okay? So the first card that we're going to start, so I'm going to set these with this card. What do we got, Kelly? We got 723. We're going to make a card, and then we're going to play games. So the card that we talked about doing first was the hidden message card, which is the first one that I cut. So now that we've got all of our paper prepped, you guys, we're going to come back to this first one that we cut originally, and we're going to put this one together. So that's the front of it. And now in your card kits here, you're going to want to look for the one that has the orange. So it's the first one, if they're in order like mine are here. It should be this first one. And all the things that you need would be in this envelope to complete it, besides stamps, inks, and adhesives. So the main thing is you have to look in your envelope, make sure nothing's missing in there, or still in there. So Rhonda's already embossed the top of this card for you. And what you have in here are all the pieces. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that back together, flip it upside down, and I'm going to burnish on the fold line here. Okay? So this top is embossed with that Ocean Waves embossing folder, and it's vertical. And then you have a piece of white for the inside. So this is the bottom piece. You have a half of the seaweed for the bottom here. You've got some pumpkin starfish. I will put this out there that we kitted up 12 more of this class. You guys remember if we had 40 and then 6, we did 20 more and we did 12 more. The last 12 people, you got the privilege. I don't know what's the privilege, the extra work, I should say. Your pumpkin ones went into the coral card and the coral went in the pumpkin. We didn't catch that. So just be observant of your pumpkin starfish. They might be in the other kit. Those are just for the last 12 people that signed up. This is from the Everyday Arches. Then you have this pink piece here, which is your, now can be married up with your mat. I always recommend you guys dry fit your pieces to make sure they fit. And then you have another piece of white here. And that piece of white is for here. Now be very careful. This is not a square. It's a rectangle. And it's taller than it is wider. So make sure you don't stamp it this way. You know, when you get it, you want to make sure you stamp it that way. All right. And then you already had your piece of designer paper. You've got your crab Louie for the front here. You've got this piece for behind here. All right. And then this piece that we've already folded. Okay. So now we've got all this stuff. What we're going to do is some stamping. This uses the Melon Mambo number 5. And we're going to stamp on here, sending you a big hug. And that comes from the Hugs for Love stamp set. When you stamp it, you want to make sure that you stamp it to the right, giving yourself room to adhere the crab Louie on. Kelly. And then let that marinate. Okay, perfect. And then on the inside, we've got some more stamping. We've got Life is Better with You. And remember, keeping that vertical. And again, these are very universal. If you don't want Life is Better with You, you could always make this a birthday card. You could make it a Thinking of You card. Let's put this right up about there. And then on here it says, You Make Me Smile. Now, and that's this piece right here, the bigger one. And what you could do is line up the designer series paper like this. And I put it upside down so I don't get ink on it. Right? So this is going to get lined up here. And then we've got these little hearts. And those hearts also come from Hugs for You, Hugs for Love. Okay, so they go there. And then the last little sentiment we have is, You Make Me Smile. And that's what Anne said, that these cards make her smile. So you have to be careful. You don't want to put it up too high because you won't see it behind here. So I'm going to put this here so you can kind of see. It's going to be right about here. Okay, perfect. Now that's what I've got for the stamping on this card. All right. If you see here, we're not done with the designer series paper. There are more urchins right here, here, here. And Nancy said, oh, wow, person walked away, 17 years old. Oh, man. Lots of prayers headed up to you, Nancy. Sorry to hear that happened. These little guys are from your designer paper. So what is going to happen is you're going to have to go to these pieces. Like there's a scrap here, and that little guy can come from here. You've got these little guys that could come in there too. You've got these extra pieces that you can cut to put on there. But what we're gonna do, this front is as easy as you could get. I think we started with probably the easiest card first. So what we're gonna do is put liquid glue. So we want this side to get covered up, or to get the glue on it. And then on this one, we want to glue the pink side. All right, so this pink is gonna go right here, like that. And then this one is going to go right on the front of the card base. And what you should do is, if you are one of those that want to make sure it's centered, you could get your ruler out and you could very well go like this, 1.5, just under 1.5, and just under 1.5, right? So you could do that. Now I mentioned that at the moment, your designer paper might be a little bit too long, but I cut over by more than a hair, and there's hardly a hair here. But if you do have that hair here, you can take your scissors and trim that hair off. All right, and then this piece right here is going to get popped up with our dimensionals. So let's grab these. And we're going to pop that up right on the front of the card. Make sure that your little urchins are going the right way, like that. And then this is also popped up, so you can grab more dimensionals for that. Okay, so the front of this card is probably the easiest thing that you're going to have with all of class. Okay, so this is another way to use those everyday arches, and it's a little bit higher than the middle, so maybe like that. And then this little crabby guy, you could glue him flat. And if you really wanted, you could pop up his not, they're not hands, his little claws. And then he's kind of hanging off like that. Crabs can give hugs, right? Okay. Then with the ribbon, there's a bow on here. So if you guys don't have yourself a bow maker, however you make your bows, hi Sarah Marison, but I love using bow makers to make bows. It just makes it easier. So I did a whole video on how to make bows in February of 2022, like 23 minutes. I sell these bow makers. My old person who I used to babysit his kids, he makes them for me. And so I have them available. If anybody ever wants to add one to their package, just reach out to me and let me know. And so we're going to make a bow and get that put on right over here on the side. And how I attach my bows is with glue dots, or AKA snot dots. And we're going to put that right on the back of the bow, and it goes right about there. So when you use a bow maker to make bows, like, they generally turn out really nice like that for me. And then just trim your tails. Okay. Whew. So we got the outside done, except for the gems and Stella-ing. But I'm just going to show you, because I know that this is going to take a while to get through 3 more cards and 3 more games. There are gems on here from your either Sunny Days or your Glossy Dots. Now the inside. So the inside is where the fun fold comes into play. And what happens is this piece is going to get glued here. And this is where that mechanism comes in handy, right? That's what we need this for. This mechanism is going to get wrapped around this piece. Oh, there's a gem right there. Let's put you back there. This is going to get wrapped around here, like that. Okay? And then this piece right here will get glued onto here. And then that gets glued onto the card like this. So we're going to do one step at a time. So what I'm going to do is wait on this, because I can center this on here. So what I'm going to do on here is I'm going to glue this piece right here, and that gets glued. So what I have is, it's centered left to right, and what you could do is go like this, and then you can see it. It's the same margin from the score line, left and right. Okay, so centered left to right, and the same distance on the bottom between the designer paper and the score line. Right, so that's basically going to go like this. Okay. Now that we have that on, that's why I waited to do this, because now this will get glued onto here. That goes on the top. So that's for a message. You could also put more designer paper. Like if you're going to recreate this card, you could definitely put more designer paper on there. Right. So how this works is this gets glued onto here like this. And then your white paper is what fits in between here. Right. So what I'm going to do is glue on this orange side again. And then what you want to make sure is that the orange, or if you have a white piece, that it's not hanging out past the designer paper. All right, so, and straight is always good, right? Okay. Then what's going to happen is this goes in here, right? So this needs to get glued down on the side there, like that. Okay. And then now this piece right here, you want to make sure it's straight, but you're only adhering it on the bottom here. So when you look at this right here, it's only adhered at the bottom. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just flip this up. I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue across the bottom. Put that back in there. And I want to make sure I keep this centered, left to right. Same margin on the bottom. Okay. And now this is what, okay, that's the mechanism. And then this orange piece is going to go over the top. And what I'm going to do is glue it along the bottom, and then I'm going to glue the sides here. And you can put some right there. And that goes, just going to center that. Okay, and it should still work, right? So you open it up. So that still works. Now the trick here is when you put your green, so this whole big C thing is this big, and we gave everybody half. So you either got one side or the other side. So Hugs for Love, I had that here. So Lisa, do you have, just curious, do you have the PDF tutorial? The PDF tutorial listed the stamps as well, and I have Hugs for Love here. That's where we pulled these from. But you don't have to use these sentiments. If you love them and you have the set, great, use it. But if you don't have these set sentiments, you could always put whatever sentiments you want on. And I'll show these to you guys one more time. We had iconic imagery we pulled in, and ocean friends, and submarine life, and then Hugs for Love. So that's what we use for stamps for this class tonight. There is one other set called something, Hope something, Hope, you know. Now, I don't own that set, so we're going to pull in a different set of stamps for it. So you guys either got this half or that half. The main thing with this is, if you guys have it being higher than this, you have to be careful because sometimes it'll crunch it down. So I think what I'm going to do is actually glue this down like this, and I'm just going to trim my bottom off here so that it's not in the way. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here like that. I didn't put glue too close to the bottom, because what I'm going to do is attach this on here like that, and I'm not going to have it above the orange designer paper. And then what I can do is take my scissors, and I'm just going to trim this flush on the bottom and put this guy back on like that. Okay, so if that's higher, it will potentially get caught and not close. All right, so then we've got some starfish. Now, reminder, 12 of you will have coral in this card, and you're going to want to go get your orange ones from the other card kit. So these guys will get glued on here, right, like that. And I'm not going to do it now because I've basically completed like the mechanism part with you guys, which is the hard part. the next part is grabbing some of these guys and cutting out the octopus or the little crab in his shell. There's also fish that are available depending on what you guys have for your paper here. There's starfish, there's these dragon horses, sea dragons, seahorses. I call them dragon horses because that's what they look like. They look like dragons and they're horses. Okay, but whatever you want for this kind of stuff, you can put that down in there. Those fish come from a different sheet. One of these sheets have the fish in them. So, but I'm going to hold off on these. I think that it's like 20 to 8, and Kelly said, she's looking at me like, we need to play some more games. We're going to play games. So we'll come back to this, you guys. Oh, Lisa said she's just found the listing of the sets. I was looking on the individual PDF itself. Okay, so it is on the PDF though. So you were looking on the PDF itself. So I'll just take 30 seconds here and I'm going to show you really quick. So, and then we're going to play 3 games and then Kelly will need to skedaddle. Right here, it has Ocean Friends, Hugs for Love, Submarine Life, Iconic Imagery, and Hope You Know. So on the PDF itself, on page 2, it has all the stamping supplies listed. All the papers, dies, folders, all the things. All right, so hopefully then you know, dragon horses. Okay, we'll come back to this, you guys. But generally, we've got one card kind of almost done. I've got Kelly here for 20 more minutes, so it's really important that I have her help managing the numbers. So we got almost done with one card. You guys, just to switch gears, we're going to play the other 3 games, and then she's going to fly by the seat of her pants home to be with the boys because she's got to make sure she's there by 8 o'clock. So we, again, switching gears, married a mole. Nancy married a mole, yeah. All right, let's cover the glue really quick. We're going to come back to card making, you guys. But for now, we're going to call the next number on The Price is Right. Number 17 is Fragrant Forest.
That's a new one.
That is.
Right.
It is new. Number 19. Number 19. 21 is called Courage and Faith. That is new. I don't want to lose my little guys there. All right. Number 10 is next. So you guys get your numbers out. Here we go. The card, you were looking on the card PDF. Is the card PDF what I just pulled up, Lisa? Because I don't know what the card PDF is. Like the only PDF I know is the PDF tutorial that I sent you. 27 is Wild Ferns. Oh, we got the S's coming in. Lots of S's. Oh, of course. That number 14. That number 14 is stealing the show tonight. What was that?
We're 3 for 3.
We're 3 for 2, yeah. Hope You Know is number 29. Well, Rebecca's got STA. She sure does, yeah. Okay, so we're making tracks here. Hey, number 6. It's that time of the year for some sparkling snowflakes every now and then, depending on how cold it gets outside. Hold the phone?
Hold the phone.
How is that possible?
I know. It's very possible.
Is Rebecca Hawkins?
It sure is.
Oh man, Rebecca Hawkins. You've got STAM, and now all you got to do is put the P on there. And Kelly's telling me to hold the phone. That is the fastest game that we've ever had of this, ever. I feel like there's 2, 4, 6, 8 numbers, and so, yeah. Lucille and the numbers are 6, 10, 14, 17, 19, 21, 27, and 29, and we're holding the phone. Holding the phone, Rebecca. Rebecca was so on it. There she is. Okay, Rebecca, we've got a live winner. So, Rebecca, what I need for you now to do is tell me what your numbers are, and then tell me what prize you would want to win. And we're going to start over then. Are these cats still stalking around here, aren't they?
Well, there was a loud noise in the garage, so I don't know if one of them got into something in there. But
Okay. Is the garage, is it open? Are the doors open to get to the house so they can come and go as they want? Okay, perfect. Yeah, congratulations to Rebecca. So I'm going to swirl these around because we did that in like, I don't know, record time.
that was pretty close.
That was pretty close. So Rebecca, give me your numbers, girlfriend. Rebecca, give me your numbers.
Oh, you was a big kitty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what we do, Lucille, is we write them on the thing here. So Debbie Gass has ST. Wow is right. So Rebecca, tell us your... Linda Hunt says she's been skunked the last 2 games.
Oh, no.
Bad numbers. Oh, no.
Well, I think a lot of people were skunked this time.
Yeah, a lot of people were skunked this time. Linda Scott! Linda Scott!
We are a winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Linda Scott, you won game number 2. In case you are, you're just tuning in now, Linda. But game number 2, you won off of your numbers, which were earlier. So at some point, you'll have to let me know, Linda. Look in your email after Rebecca picks her prize if you want to let me know what you would want for your prize. So, what are Rebecca's numbers? And hopefully Rebecca can type them in too so that you guys can see her numbers. Yeah, that was super fast.
Okay, Rebecca Hawkins is... Oops, here we go.
We're just pulling Rebecca's numbers really quick. 6 she had, okay. 10.
17.
17.
19.
19.
And 27.
And you know what? I bet Rebecca would have won earlier, but that 6 wasn't called, right? Because I know that we had one with all those numbers. So Rebecca, if you can confirm those numbers for us, then we're going to start the next game. This one might take a little bit longer.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know how that was like, woof, right off the bat. Okay. I'm going to... Are we ready? Kelly's cleared
I'm
out.
ready.
You're ready? Okay. Let's do this one. Number 2. 2 scoops. Coffee with Friends is number 2. All right, you guys, we're playing our 4th game, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So Rebecca and Linda, you guys have both won. Technically, Linda, you're here. If you want to tell, Linda, if you go to the email that I sent last night, I listed out the stamp sets that were prizes. I need you guys to tell me what you want. Oh my goodness. Number 27 is becoming another hot number.
14.
It's not 14, but we got 27. Sherry Stewart with an S again right off the bat. Oh, here's our number 15. So sincere. Debbie Ebersprocher's got a S. Lots of S's coming in. That's good. So we got 15, 2, and 27. Let's do this guy. Oh, new number. 30.
Oh,
Yeah, 30. We got our 30. Hope's got an S. I like it. So we got a 30. Let's do this one. Oh, look at this one. Number 24. Enduring Beauty. Sue Esworthy's got the ST going. That's nice. Very nice. Rebecca, you're going to have to let me know again if you message because all these numbers are coming in hot and fast. So Sue Esworthy's got STA. Sorry. Hold the phone. STA. Let's do this guy. Number 3 is the Autumn Leaves. It's a big number. Oh, how many people have 3?
I just deleted them all.
Oh, ha 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 ha.
Hi! Mr. Catman's here.
Tyler's here?
Yes.
Hi, dear.
The cat wants some love.
I'm live. Yes, I'm live, dear. You don't ever come in here when I'm live. What's going on? He's like, retreat. That's scary in here, yeah. Number 12 is Sketched Plaid Stamp Set. That's a first. Number 12, you guys, Tyler came in. He found his kitten, and now the kitten is getting lots of love. Linda Scott, yep. Check the email from last night. Yes. Rebecca did message your numbers. Oh, okay. I didn't see them. Maybe I missed them. Oh, man. I didn't see them anywhere. Yeah, so Rebecca, I didn't see them come through on the phone here in the comments is what I was saying. If you had your, I know you messaged them, but I don't know if you messaged them in the comments is what we were looking for. So we've got, hey, Dar McCarthy's got an S. Yay. Okay, let's do another one here. Ha ha. Number 14.
It has to be.
It has to be. Yeah. Let's do this guy. Our number 10. Our number 10. So we have 2, 3, and then 12. Okay, the 10 goes there. 10, 12, 14, 15. So we got lots of S's. So hopefully you guys aren't skunking out too bad here. Here's our number 17 is the next one. Yeah, maybe a text. So Rebecca, if you are able to, you could always message your numbers into the comment section for the live video, which would be awesome. Because I'm not looking in, you guys, I'm not looking in my phone right now for text messages. If it was a phone call, I would definitely see it. So, all right, that's choose your words, right? Okay, so which one, you guys? Which one's feeling lucky? Let's do this guy. Hey, this is a new number. Trusty Tools number 8.
Oh, Trusty Tools. I love Trusty Tools.
Do you? We were thinking about using Trusty Tools for a Let's Just Stamp.
We're going to hold the phone.
Oh, Kelly says to hold the phone. Hold the phone. Oh, Jeannie Parker's got STAM. So does that mean that possibly could be that she's our winner chicken dinner?
Delivery.
You put it in the live. Wow. So Rebecca, that is so crazy. Well, thanks for putting it in the live. There that is. It popped up. One of the bloom stamps. Yes, I did. 6, 10, 17, 19, 27. So there you guys. So Rebecca has confirmed for us. One of the blooms sets. Okay, so one of the bloom sets. So I'm thinking you probably want sweet blooms because it has the word blooms in it. Oh, haha, gallery blooms because it has the word blooms in it. So Rebecca, if you have a preference, let me know, okay? Definitely let me know which one of these you prefer, and then I'll put your name on it. Linda Scott, I'm waiting for you two to let me know which one you want. And let's see here. Jeannie Parker, STAMP. I love it. So you guys, Kelly had me hold the phone. She told me that Jeannie was really close. Jeannie, if you could message me in the comments here, your numbers, that would be awesome sauce. And once we have that, so Rebecca Hawkins said the gallery. It is absolutely okay. So Rebecca, I have the gallery blooms for you. Okay, so this will go out to you in the mail probably next week early. And then Linda Scott and Feline and Jeannie, you've got the more messages, beautiful motifs, whatever, beautiful motifs, sunrise sailing, and then the sweet blooms. So awesome. So Jeannie Parker, need your numbers, please. And then if Kelly just wants to tell them to me too.
Yeah.
So I like your blazer. You guys come here. You guys got to see Kelly. Look at this blazer that she has. It is
adorable.
It's a yellow.
But I bought it because
Oh, it's got Winnie the Pooh on the inside.
But it's got little bee.
It's got a little bee on the side. Huh. I thought she bought it because it was yellow for the team.
Well, I mean, I do like yellow.
You could definitely wear that when we go to Long Beach, California.
I love it. It makes me so
Happy. I love it. All right.
All right, but yes, I can stop fuzzing the bunny. Okay, so we have, who are we looking for?
I would like more messages. Okay, Jeannie Parker. Jeannie Parker, what are your numbers? Jeannie Parker.
Who's gonna win?
Do you want to tell me what Jeannie Parker's numbers are too?
I can. Jeannie Parker.
And then Linda Scott wants the motifs. Okay. All right. So Linda Scott has the motifs. I love it. Okay. Perfect.
Right, so Jeannie has 8 and 10.
Jeannie has 8, 10,
17.
17,
24.
24,
27.
and 27. Okay. Maria says, go. So Kelly. Yes, it is so Kelly. All right, you guys. We have 8 more minutes to make the next one happen. I think we can do this. We got one more game, you guys. I've got Kelly for 8 minutes, so we're going to just ride it out here and play the last game. And then, you guys, we get to make 3 more cards. We get to put back our patience pants on and make more cards. Number 15. So sincere. 15. Ooh, here's our bees. Be my Valentine. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Okay. Trying to stay hydrated, you guys. Ooh. Is this a first? Number 23, cutest cows.
Yeah, I think.
I feel like we haven't seen that number yet. So that's good. Very good. Oh, bright skies.
Oh, I love that one.
Number 22, and I like it because it's 2, 2. My favorite number is 2. Okay, 2 2s. 2 scoops. Okay. do this guy. Oh, number 7. Lovely and sweet.
Favorite number.
It's your favorite number 7. Okay. All right. Good to know.
My birthday.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. It's your birthday. Was that 5? Yes. Sue S-worthy. We have 5, 7, 15, 22, and 23. Yuppers.
What was number 5?
The Be My Valentine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, number 19 is Botanical Beauty. Marilyn Edens has a STA.
Yeah, we got a couple.
We have a couple with STA. Okay. Oh, Debbie Lindauer. Nice. Very nice. Okay, let's do this guy. Ooh, number 1. Numero uno. The watercolor world. The world is in my hands. The world, the world. Let's do this guy. Number 3. You guys, we got the, oh, 3's the big one. Okay. So we got the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7 going on. We got our 17 people had number 3 picked. Wow. So Jeannie and Hope Toy have STA. Here's our number 17. Number 17 is Fragrant Forest.
17 again.
Yep. That's a hot number tonight. Oh, here's our Crafting with You number 9. Oh, it continues our odd numbers going on. Our 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay. Let's do that guy. Oh, our sea turtle made a point of being seen again. Number 18. Oh, Kelly Sheridan's got STAM. So we've got 17, 18, 19 going on. Let's do that one. And the next one is number 12. Number 12. We got lots of people. Oh, look at, wow.
We'll do it.
Mimi, Sue, Yvette, Sandy, Coy Emery, all have, and Barbara Godby, all have S. So you're telling me that somebody's got it?
Yep.
Oh, right.
I
Kelly,
packed my pen.
Kelly packed her pen already, so she had to come.
Suspense.
She had to steal my pen. Marilyn Edens. Is that it?
Oh, she beat me.
Yeah. So Marilyn Edens, I'm guessing she has
Quick on the
STAM.
draw.
And Kelly's telling me that Marilyn might have it here. Mimi Howenstein had look at all these STA. Look at what did Rita Stuffy have? Rita Stuffy put Stampin. So I don't know where was Rita at with numbers. She's the first on the list. Like she's way at the top.
Rita, she was waiting on 24.
She needs 24. Okay. So Rita Stuffy, I don't know if we show that you have number 24.
An autocorrect thing.
So it's very possible, like if Rita Stuffy, if you could log your numbers in the chat here. And Rita also messaged me them. If you want to check my email really quick, I think Rita emailed them to me this afternoon. I think she just sent them, or she sent them to me in a text. I think she just emailed me her numbers this afternoon. So I am looking for Marilyn Edens and I'm looking for Rita Stuffy to both comment with your numbers, what you had for your 5 numbers. And once you confirm, can you tell me what Marilyn's numbers are? I know you're doing multitasking. Sorry, I asked you like 2, 3.
There are a lot of sheets open. Okay, we are looking for Marilyn's number.
It's the game night, yeah.
Okay, so Marilyn had 5.
5, okay.
12.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
18. 23.
23. So that would be a good one. And you have Rita's numbers as
Rita has
5,
3.
3, okay, which is a good
12.
One.
18.
18 is a good one.
23, 24.
23 and 24. So, and you're going to look really quick to see if you can
I
see
didn't find an email.
Facebook Messenger maybe. Yep, Rita Stuffy. Yep, 3, 12, 18, 23, and 24.
Yep.
So that's, yep, so I'm going to say, Rita, I am so sorry. You had 24 and we did not call 24. So I would say, oh, Rita said hers was a spell check error.
That's
Okay,
what I was wondering.
that's wonder. Okay, perfect. Ha, okay. Ha, that'll happen, you guys. Definitely, but I'd rather be safe than sorry and not be certain. So what I've got left for pickings for Marilyn is either Sweet Blooms or Sunrise Sailing. I'm sorry, Rita. I meant to say Marilyn if I said Rita. So Marilyn, we have Sweet Blooms or Sunrise Sailing. Let me know which one, and then I will put Feline's on the other one, okay? So let me know that when you have a chance. And
Down here.
thank you. Yeah, the cats did that. The cats jumped up here and that all went.
All right, well, good luck.
Thank you. All right, we'll see you in the morning at 9.
Sounds
okay.
great.
Yay. Okay, you guys. Kelly's out of here, but
Happy bingo.
yeah, so happy card making now for us.
Yeah, happy
So
card making.
now it's kind of hard, you guys. I'll be honest with you. Last night we made the 4 cards with 5 people. We didn't even have time to play games because everybody was so busy making cards that we just drew names for the prizes because it was just too hard. So I saw Marilyn want Sunrise Sailing, so I will make sure that your name is on that, and then we'll give Feline the Sweet Blooms. Okay, so we're gonna get back to card making, you guys. We're gonna peruse back on that last card and make sure that it's all good. Then we're gonna go through and make the other 3 cards. So this class is going to take longer than the normal time. Normally we do class in 2 hours. The games added a little bit, and they're fun folds, and we had to cut our paper. So that's what I mentioned when we first started this class. This class is on steroids, okay? So it's like pumped up version. So let's go back to this, and let's talk about whatever else was left on here. So this is the original card, and this is what we did so far. The only thing that's missing on here, and I think what I'm going to just hold off on, is the embellishing and the Stella ink, because we can always embellish that when we're done. I want to make sure I get through the core card with you. So here's what we've got here. And I know that that kind of went together fast. I felt a little bit bad that I went through that so fast, but you guys, the video is always there to refer back to. The main thing is like gluing your pieces straight and making sure that you kind of have your stuff set up with that margin that was the equal on the left and the right and to the fold line. And then this can come apart, right? So I can show you this again. So that's like, this is glued onto that back flap area. And you want to make sure that this orange piece or white, if you end up cutting white, is not coming out past the score line, right? And then this can always slip right back into the slot, I guess you could say. And that's now, and then this is the piece that we missed putting in your kits. So again, this can go right back in there, and gluing this green piece not too high so that when this shuts, it's not hitting it, okay? Because on this one, it was up a little bit, and every time we shut the card, it crunches it down, right? So now you're gonna wanna go back and glue some other things onto the card, right? All right, so I would say at the moment, we're gonna let these guys just hang out right there. I'm not gonna use them at the moment. And we're gonna call this one good to go. All right, we're gonna work on the floating bandstand card next. All right, so that's all the designer, so we cut all the designer paper already, you guys. Now this one is that mega thick card kit. This is probably more than an ounce. Oh, that's not even it. It's this guy. It's the light one. The star card is the mega thick kit. So this one, when you pull out your pieces, again, be very careful that you get everything out. There's lots of little bits and parts, right? I have not read through everything. Are the names of the fun folds given? You know, that's a really good question, Rebecca. I can't remember. Hi, Julie Black. I want to say that they're in the PDF tutorial. I guess I proofread it and I looked at it. No. Ooh, it says card 1, card 2. So what we need to do, we're gonna go back and we'll edit, you guys. We'll edit these and we'll call this a floating bandstand. This is a star card. That is a tube card, and then the last one is the magic hidden message card. So we'll go back and we can add that. And so if you guys get another PDF from me, it's just that we changed the titles of the cards so that you guys can see the names of it. So, all right, let's just map everything out here so that we know what we got. So we have 2 of these little strips that are going to go across the top and the bottom. We use this ombre glimmer paper. Some of you are going to have lighter blue. Some of you are going to have darker blue. Okay. Some of you are going to have middle blue. Angelique, I know, Angelique, you did. So you guys, when we got the recipe cards, they're on here. What I think Rebecca was asking is if it was in the PDF tutorial. And so in the PDF tutorial, they're not there. So I'm going to keep talking about them and what they are, but they're not in the PDF tutorial. So Rebecca, just to answer your question, it's not in the PDF tutorial. So Angelique is correct. She did put them on. You know, they are on the recipe cards. So, but those recipe cards don't get shared with anybody. So you guys, just a reminder, there's going to be lights and there's going to be dark. So like this one on my right is darker. The one on my left is lighter. So just know that you got variation in the glimmer paper. That's how it works with the glimmer paper. For those of you that were the last 12, you're going to have potentially your pumpkin ones in here, right? So you're going to have wanted to get these, the coral ones were in the other kit. So you're going to want to flip-flop them. And in here, thanks, Julie. So in here, you have these two, which go up here and here. You have your label, which is from the butterfly bokeh set, the beautiful butterflies. You have little squares here, like that. Your two little strips are for the back, and that is for those guys, the ones that are the horizontal. You have a little window sheet in here. It's hard to see it because it's invisible, but that is what's going to go in the front of the card. This white piece goes like this on here. And then we cut these little guys to mat on those. And then you have your designer paper that goes in the front on the inside. This is already scored for you. So you guys, anytime you get kits from us, we will cut and we'll score stuff appropriately. So what we're going to do here is take our bone folder and burnish it. And I'm going to say this, I have new people taking classes with me tonight that you might think of a different way to assemble your cards, different than the way I'm doing it for you, and that's okay. There's different ways to do different things, and just know you always should do what's easiest and best for you, right? So I always like to tell people to dry fit their paper just to make sure that it fits nicely. In case something looks off or they want more DSP to be showing or less, or now's your time to do it before you start putting glue on it. And when I looked at that, I wished that this little guy was just a hair, not much, shorter. And I'm going to test this guy out really quick too and put him in up against, so I test things that for straight, right? So I noticed on mine, it was a hair like wider on this side than up here. So I'm just going to take my trimmer and straighten that up. It's just going to be cutting a little off that little bottom area there. And I could see that when I dry fit my paper, right? If you glued it right away, you wouldn't have been able to take it apart. So now I'm going to do this one. And that looks good. And I think the only thing I'm going to do is take a micro hair off the bottom. So these fit really nice for me. These guys, let's look at them. That looks good. And then I'm just going to test one of these as well. So that looks good too. I'm good with that. And this is where it's your time that if you think that you'd like to see a little more of the coral matte, now's your time to do it. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip. And we're going to get glue happy. So all these pieces of designer paper, we're going to run some liquid glue. If I'm opening up this glue bottle, I'm going to maximize how many things I'm gluing. And then I'm going to pray that the cats don't jump up here. So that's good. Now remember, these are squares, so it doesn't matter at the moment what they look like. My little trimmer left a little hangy tooth over here on the side. Get that little white piece off there. Okay. if you are not liquid glue fans, whatever glue you want to use is definitely okay. This guy went on here. So when I asked people last night what their favorite fun fold was, their answer was they didn't have a favorite because they loved them all. So then I rephrased my question. You guys should think about this. My question was, well, which card are you going to case first then, right? So you could be thinking about that because these folds are a lot of fun, and you could definitely use lots of different products to make different cards using these layouts. Okay, so boom. Right now we have this piece right here. So this should fit really nicely in here. And again, dry fit it. If something cut crooked on you, now's your time that you can fix it. And I cut these 3 pieces a hair bigger than those. I cut them so that you saw less of the Summer Splash color. And you can kind of see that because there's more Summer Splash blue in the background. If you like seeing more blue, you should just trim down your pieces a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, so I'm going to flip all 3 of these the same way. And we're going to glue, not to confuse that, we're going to glue all these down. So there's a lot of getting glue happy right now. So this one fits over there. This fits in the middle. There's basically a 1/16 of an inch around each one. And then on this original sample, there's more like an 1/8 of an inch around each one. So Anique said it shows as pre-order when I looked it up online. It is pre-order. It's not, so Nancy says, but didn't see it in the catalog. All these sets are on pre-order right now. Okay, so with these guys, you're going to want to also burnish your edges with your bone folder. So for those that did this class with me, all the measurements, I don't always say measurements, and that's just how it is. I don't remember everything off the top of my head, but for those that want to recreate these cards, the measurements are definitely in the tutorial. And how this works is this piece right here glues back here, and this one comes in on that side. And you're only gluing it on this back side. And we're going to cover this up with our mats, right? So then that's going to go like that. Now before I glue that though, I'm going to prep the back side with some tear and tape. And I'm only going to prep it in this middle area, right here, close to the edge. And then I'm going to do the same thing right there. So the people last night were asking, what's the best way to put this together, right? So it's hard. And that's why I said there's different ways you can do things. But this, you can kind of see, oh man, the shadow's maybe not going to let you see. There's a window sheet that comes right up to about 1/4 of an inch right there. So ultimately, this piece is going to go right in the middle here, and it's going to be connected and held by that tear and tape. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to come back to that. So right now, I'm going to connect. So I don't want to put my glue below that line. And I want to make sure I'm flush at the top. That rounds the corner like that. So nice and flush up here. And then put that glue right here. And then your tabs will come across the back. And don't worry about seeing that, because what happens, you know, this guy, it's going to cover up a lot of that, and it's kind of going to hidden. You wanted to make sure that I made sure that tear and tape, it's right here, that you are not putting it at the top. You need that tear and tape down here. So now we're going to do the same thing on this guy, right? So we're going to put glue, wait, you want that tear and tape to the inside. Toward the middle, I guess. And so we're going to glue these little tabs down. All right, so push that like that. and like that. So I like liquid glue. I just gotta make sure it dries. So the heat from your fingers really helps for the bonding of the paper to the glue. So far so good, right? That's what is making the core of this card. And now we've got lots of more pieces to glue, okay? So on the back side here, we have these guys, which will go along the outside. So we can glue those down like that. So one here. So there's not a lot of wiggle room with this. You're not going to see a lot of the summer splash. Now you could, if you cut a little bit more matte off, or if you cut a little DSP, but that makes it even skinnier then. Then this piece right here is going to fit there. And then we've got the back here, right? So we'll come to that momentarily. For now, I guess what we could do, this was the right size. I dry fit it. That can go right in that middle section. Staged and prepped. Okay. This one now has these little square pieces there and there, and then these go here and here, right? So we're good to glue all that down. So I'm just gonna flip these over. Okay, so Nancy was saying she would not be able to do this with me. That is quite all right, you guys. Not a lot of you have your kits, right? I would have to only say 20 people out of the 65 or so actually have their kits. And that's probably a good thing for this class, because a lot of you that are newer to me, what a lot of people tell me they do is they watch while they're working on other things and because we multitask. We're really great at multitasking, right? So then when it comes time, you've watched how to put the card together, so it's a lot easier. And then what's great is the video is there for you to refer back to, so that you can pause it, start it, stop it, do whatever you need to do. And so the other thing I was thinking about on this is I didn't really take into consideration a flow of the lines going across here. When I cut my paper, I did not consider that like I did on the other card. So what's happening is we've got no rhythm. So on this card, you can see the lines mesh. They go straight across, and they go straight across. I did not do that, but I don't think it looks bad. I feel as though none of it really matches, so it all is good. All right, the window sheet is going to get lost at least 2 times until you actually glue it down. So just know it blends in with a lot of things because it's see-through. So what happens here is I'm going to set this right in between, centered left to right, and I'm going to center it top to bottom. And when I have it centered where I want it, I'm going to basically, and I'm testing it here. I can see I'm up high enough, I'm going to catch it. And then I'm going to look at it here, and I'm going to catch it. So it should be that you have a little wiggle room on both sides. The main thing is that you want to make sure you're straight with it, right? Going straight up and down and equidistant from each side. So I've got this setting in place, and what I'm going to do, I took off my tear and tape back, and I'm just going to push this down. And then I've got my tear and tape back. I'm going to catch it with my nail and pick that off, making sure again it's straight. And now that just picked up the window sheet, right? So it's attached. You can, I don't know, it's really hard to see with the lighting, but it comes up maybe a 1/2 inch, not quite a 1/2 inch on both sides there. So that was a nice little guessing, kind of centered top to bottom. So we've got this window sheet on here. And now from this window sheet, you're gonna add all your things. So you can see here, this one's a little darker and this one's a little lighter. They probably look the same to you, but that one is a little darker, this one's a little lighter. And what I'm gonna do is attach that on here, and I'm gonna attach my 2 greenies, and then I have an orangey guy here, and that's gonna go on the card, and we're gonna put a bow. So what would you use to attach this stuff? I will need to refer to the replay and stop and go to make those cards. And that's exactly it. You guys, it doesn't hurt me at all. If you shut me up and you start me and you stop me and you do whatever you got to do to me. So we're going to put a glue dot here. And I'm going to put one kind of right about here. You got to be careful because you can't have glue dots at any point that goes over the edge. And then I think that there's going to be one more glue dot right about there. And you can't have your glue dots hanging off the edge. And so we're going to put this guy right in the middle. I don't know, something like this, right? You've got the whole front to work with. And then I'm going to stage my dude here with some dimensionals. So we're going to put a few of the little ones. And again, be careful. This claw hangs off the edge. So you can't really have any dimensionals behind there, or it's going to stick to this bottom part and not pop up. All right, so for now we're just going to stage him like that. And then you have this bigger seaweed. Debbie, I put a Post-it note or washi tape on the window sheet so you could find it. Yay, good idea. And this guy he's kind of woven in between here. And you can gently pick up the arm here and see if you can tuck it in there. And if you can't, what I would do is just cut a little bit off to make it look like it's tucked in. So it's going to go behind here like that. And again, I cut it flat so it made it look like it was coming out of the bottom. And then my piece here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut it flush to make it look like it's coming out of the bottom. Grabbing two glue dots. Now this one's in front of the arm and then behind this one. And he's also behind there. And I think what I'll do on that one is pop it up so that there's a little bit of dimension. This will come in handy, this pick tool here. Let's get it so it's not stuck on me. And then I'm going to put that right underneath there. Cool. And then you've got your Calypso Coral Starfish. And I'm going to put a little dot of liquid glue right on the area where those are going to hang out. There and right there. And this guy can go there. He can hang there. And that guy can go there. So I got them like that. So they're not all straight. And that needs a moment to dry because it's gluing on glimmer paper. So while that's drying, we're going to come back and do a little stamping. I have some stamping time. And we have here Sending Oceans of Love, which comes from Submarine Life. And that is stamped in the Summer Splash color. Make sure that long stamp is straight on your block. It barely fits in here. And you might not have Submarine Life, so find a different. Oh, it seems like it's crooked. Just a micro hair. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Going down. Like Steven Tyler. Going down. That song. Okay. Perfect. It just barely fits in there. Now, on the back, we've got that stuff. And what that is, this is also from, so we've got the main stamp sets we're using are Ocean Friends and Submarine Life. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just grab a scratch paper here. And we're going to stamp a full strength. And then we're going to stamp a second strength. So I'm going to do one full and then a second. Okay. And then there are some tiny bubbles. And I think that we'll do a second strength one there. And a full strength. I want a medium strength, but they don't make the medium strength so easy. So we'll go like that. So we got those going on. That's it for the blue ink. And then on the front, there's a stamp that looks like algae-ish. And the color is Lemon Lime Twist. And that is just adding a little bit of color onto the front here. You can use whichever end you want. You can make them crisscross applesauce. It's just, I never have enough room. Just adding a little bit of greenery. You can make a longer one if you want, like that. Will come off this way. Boom. And one more. So that's what that looks like. And that was just to get a little green action going. Okay, so the trick with this is that you cannot have any dimensionals behind here and here. So we want some dimensionals right in the middle area. So how I would do that, because I don't want to risk going over. I know that I need my dimensionals to pretty much be right there and here. So instead of guessing back there, I'm just going to put them right where I know they need to be there. And now I'm going to put this centered across the top here. Like that. And then that attaches. All right, so far so good. Right? So it's nice because it's an A2 size card, so it fits nicely in your envelope. And now we've got the back. And this is where your other crabby dude is going to come in. And some of you will have like the edges, right? So we're going to glue his body area here and his claws. And he's crawling onto the paper here, like that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is grab my scissors, and, oh, poor guy. Oh, man. Oh, hopefully he doesn't feel a thing. Nothing like being cut in half. Oh, poor dude. Oh, he lost his finger. We need to get that back on there. I'm going to salvage that little dude. It's not a finger. I know that. I get that. He lost part of his claw. So we're going to have surgery here momentarily. We're going to attach it back on. Can't have two on one side and one on the other side. So what we're going to do is follow the cut line. Okay, and put a little dot right there. Not a lot because it's such a little area. Here's our scalpel. And put that there. We're pretending that that was there the whole time. So he's back together again. Oh, so it's good to do surgery for our little sea urchins. And this one uses the blue bubbles, and it's so cool because it looks like little tiny bubbles. There are two sizes, and so there's just enough room here to put 3 of them. So cool. And put one like right there. It's so cool. So you've got some glitter going on, and you've got the opportunity to add Stella if you want. These guys definitely need a little Stella-rooing. And our dude here can get some Stella too. He's shimmering in the sun. All right. And that would be our floating bandstand. Now, I had never made one of these cards in my life, you guys. I don't know if you know it, but if you caught it, I gave credit to Angelique because Angelique and I talked about what cards we wanted to do. And she helped by putting these together and sending them my way. So Angelique, this is the first time I've ever made, for you guys live, this is the first time I've ever made a card like this. And I'd have to say that I'm happy with it. And you could definitely do lots of different layers. You could, this middle panel here is super cool because you can add whatever you want to it. So they were calling it last night in class, they were calling this the aquarium card because it looks like these guys are in an aquarium. So I love it. Good job. Do limbs grow back when form or broken off for crabs? Good question. You guys could do a 2-minute Google search. Oh man, I was really thirsty. Okay. Are you guys doing okay? We got 2 done so far. Not like 100% done, but this one's 100% done. But this one, again, we didn't put the gems on here, and I gotta zhuzh up the inside a little bit with some more stuff. I just didn't want to have to fussy cut with you guys any more than I had to. I should have had that stuff done last night, but I didn't think about it. So, yay! Okay, let's do the tuberous card because I think that this one I got like. I could do this one. This one, I feel like we've done a tube card like this in the past. So let's grab the card kit, and it's the less heavy one that has a melon mambo base. And I will tell you, we tweaked it a little bit. So Angelique, I know she's okay with this. I think she's okay with it. We tweaked it just minor. When you guys see the picture, you're going to see the pink end here, and then there's no orange here or orange back here. When we kitted this up, we decided, and then you guys can have your choice of what you want. We kitted up with a full orange piece on the back, and we added a piece here, and we put a full strip there so that it like the orange flows across the whole card. So just know that there's minor differences in the picture that you guys are looking at and the card we're going to make. So we have to burnish all of our pieces here. And yeah, so it doesn't have to be a floating. When you guys are making your cards at home, you could make that a full piece back there. So these 2 pieces are for your back, okay? On the back side, right there. So let's just put them right there for now. Then these 3 pieces are your front. Now, it is white, but you guys see orange back here. You guys have 2 options. Well, option 1, if you got the orange paper, if you've got the orange paper here, you could cut this and use that back there, okay? But not all of you got orange. Some of you got pink. And so if you've got pink and you didn't get orange, you've got this piece of white. And what we're going to do is we're going to blend orange on it, which will give it the same look, okay? So you've got that for your front. This is for your little sentiment strip. You've got little starfish and seaweeds in the glimmers. You have the 3 orange strips for the tube side. You've got a melon mambo seaweed, and you've got this big piece. Again, the PDF tutorial references both this version and this version. Now, I gotta look in my envelope. So I have 2 green seaweeds there. I should probably have 3, but for some reason I don't know if I'm not seeing it or it's stuck to something. But we're gonna take and burnish all. So this is already scored for you guys. When you get your card kits, you'll just take your bone folder and burnish this. And what you're going to do is this ends up tubing like this. So it gets glued like that. Right, so what you're going to want to do is kind of prep it and stage it and make sure it folds down nicely like this. Our liver regrows. Yes, it does. Okay, so as long as that goes nice and flat, good to go. But before we put that down, we want to glue this one. So if you want it to see more pink, so you guys might like pink and not like orange so much, you're going to want to take this piece right here and cut off a section and put that here and then leave the pink open. If you want to see all the orange, what we need to do is glue this down first before we do our tube. Aren't you glad we have class tonight? All right, so my orange joke, you guys. I don't have many jokes, but I do use the orange joke a lot. All right. So this is not a square. So if you glue it this way, it goes end to end, and you're not going to be happy. So make sure you have your pink margin on those 3 sides, the top and the bottom and the right. Now you're going to put glue on that end panel here, and all you're going to do is fold it into itself. Make sure that your adhesive bonds. And then this should pop open. Right, so that's your tube, tubericious. Then you have these 3 orange strips. Now, for you guys in your kits, I don't think I cut your 3-corner strips. I left them whole. And that is because I didn't want you to get 3 random pieces that don't line up. So for you guys at home, when you get your card kits, you're gonna have 1 piece that measures 2 1/4 by 4, and you're gonna have to cut them into 3/4 inch strips and then keep them in a continuous pattern. So it goes 1, 2, 3. For me, I didn't end up that lucky. I got 2 and then I got a, oh, maybe. No, it doesn't mind. I don't think it does. Mine doesn't go. But the odd duck here, I'm going to put it on the inside. Nobody's going to know any different. So I'm going to flip these all. And these are for your tube panels. So this one is my inner one that people don't generally see. So he's going to go there. This one is front and center. Make sure that you're keeping your sides consistent with your embossing. Okay? Because they're, if you keep, like one's the top and one's the bottom. And however, whatever you use for the top, make sure you're always using the top. All right. So on this card, what Angelique did is she used a 1/4 inch piece here, which you could do too. If you want it to look like that, all you have to do is cut your 1/4 inch piece. For me, I didn't want to necessarily have to cut the little pieces for everybody. So we just gave everybody 1 solid piece like this, and you're just going to cut it into 3/4 inch strips. And now you've got orange like that across like the whole way. Okay. So the tube part here. Now this, when this is shut, it's not this one, it's this guy. And this is going to get glued first onto here, right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to go right there. And we're going to go like glue like that. And then this goes flush to the score line, centered top to bottom. Right, so you see equal amounts of orange. Okay, and so when this is up, you've got your pink flush. Like that. Okay, very good. Make sure it's straight. Okay, so this eventually is going to go like this, right? So what happens is this is going to need to get glued, right? So this is like this. This little guy ends up needing to be right about here. So the way that you're going to make that happen is we're going to put glue there, and then we're going to put it flat, and it's going to open like that. Okay? All right, so we want to make sure the glue is on this last panel here, like that. And the easiest way to do this is fold at that first score line, just tuck it back, fold it back, and you're going to just shut the card. Like that. Now, I did see that there's just, if you're picky like me, there's just a little overhang. A minor bit right there. I'm right-handed, I could cut that off very easily. On the bottom, it would be a little harder, but it's doable. If you see that it's not quite, you could always snip off that little bit. So now, I'm gonna put that back. I could see it poking out up there, so I needed to cut that off. Oh wait, so this makes the core of this card, right? So tubes here, and then now that's attached. Okay, so difference is, again, this orange goes across the whole back, and if you want it to look like this, that's about a 1 1/4 inch, and then you could cut those to be top and bottom, okay? Especially if you want to see more pink, right? Maybe you hate orange, this would be perfect to have more pink. Okay, now these pieces right here are gonna fit right in the middle here like that. And again, if you have this, if you have this orange paper, you could put that, instead of the white, you could put that here, right? If you want to. Now, if you got the pink, we included the white piece here so that you could blend it. So let's flip these over and we'll glue these down. Okay, so cheese, haha, queso, get it? Queso. This will go here. And then this one can go right there. Like that. All right, then we'll take a moment because I want to show you guys what it looks like. If you didn't get the pink, that you can use a blending brush and take your white piece here, and it looks very, very similar. So you can do one or the other, right? Again, if you wanted to, you could use that, right? I hear a kitten running around. If you don't have pumpkin pie, you could also use peach pie. And the main thing with doing blending is you can add ink, but you can't take it away. So we always keep this, like you can just go straight onto your glass mat if you want, but I am not a fan of always having to clean up ink off my glass mat. So I usually put the piece underneath, but if you have a glass mat, it actually saves ink if you use a glass mat versus using paper. So especially if you guys didn't get that pink or the orange piece, this is a way that you can make this work, is blending. And I mean, it kind of resembles that, right? So then this is the piece now that's going to go right here. And again, it's back to orange. And then we're going to do a little more stamping. And oh, I found my little guy here. You guys see, I had 3. Right there it is. Then we need Hello Friend. This Hello Friend, I have a different Hello Friend. There's many Hello Friends, I think. But the Hello Friend that I found here is from a set that, where did I get it? So there's a Hello Friend in here, but it's long and skinny, right? It doesn't really work there. And this one would work cool too. It says, "You are sublime." That would fit in that little spot right there. I used a set, it's called Encircled in Nature. I believe that's where I got my Hello Friend from. Question mark? Nope, it's from Country Birdhouses. This Hello Friend comes from Country Birdhouses. See, a cat fur, free of charge. So we're going to stamp Hello Friend. So mine's going to look different. This Hello Friend that's on here, if you guys are wondering, that came, Angelique's got it noted on here, and it's in the tutorial. It's from Hope You Know. So there's Hello Friend. You called. Is it me you're looking for? And then You Are the Sunshine That Brightens So Many of My Days. I don't have that set. So I have May this year be incredible and filled with possibilities. So we're going to stamp that. It's the same size. That's where it comes down to, you guys. When you get card classes from me, you might not have all the stamps that I feature or are featured on the cards. And that's okay. Use what you have and buy what you love. Okay? So you don't necessarily maybe even wanted the Ocean Friends set. You didn't need to have the Ocean Friends stamp set or dies to do this class, which was what was super cool. I think that's what was the reason why so many people enjoyed getting this class, because you didn't have to actually own the stamp set or the dies. All right, so I've got my words. Choose your words. So we're on the back side here. And what happens here, we have a strip of designer paper that's going to go here. And we've got a strip of designer paper that's going to go right there. Okay, and then the orange piece, let's just make sure it's the same height. This is where, see, that's not the right one. This is where it's going to be good to make sure that these are the same height. And if they're not, you can take your scissors and just snip them so they're the same height. Because otherwise you're going to have some of this designer paper poking out the top here like that. And we don't need no hokey pokey. Turn yourself around. So that's going to be the same height now. Perfect. So what we can do is prep this and these for glue. Okay, so I think I flipped them all correctly. So our designer paper is going to go down first. And they were cut one after another. So this is the one that goes on my left. And then this was my continuous pattern, so that's going to go on my right. Like that. Make sure they're the same height. That would definitely help. And then this, center it left to right. And hopefully if you got your designer papers the same heights, then that should be nice continuous flowage. Okay. Wonderful. And now we have our sentiments thing. That should fit right in here. And then this piece of designer paper fits right here. Now, here's the thing. I just looked at mine, and I don't go all the way to the end here, right? You could just trim the white, or you could trim the pink, however you want to do it. So I'm going to look here. All right, Anique, have a good night. I'm going to trim my white a little bit. So let me grab my trimmer. And I'm going to just trim off a hair on that side and see if that did the trick for me. Yup, that's enough. That little bit needed to come off, and then now I know they're the right lengths. So we're going to put a little glue here. And here. And then normally I'd put the designer paper on and then trim the edges off, but I knew it was the exact size, so I can just put that right on here. All right. May this year be incredible and filled with possibilities. Now that's from Encircled in Nature. And if you guys are wondering, I believe, so Encircled in Nature has, we actually featured Encircled with Nature for the MS benefit. It's this card right here. So that's where this set comes from. And we have it in here in Encircled in Nature is on page 51. And it's on the last chance. So it's that set right there. And it's super cool because it die cuts that ring. And then you could also stamp it around there instead, and those trees come from here, which is super cool. So that is on the last chance, I think, if I looked the last time I looked. So, okay, our back is done. Now back to the other side. Let's flip her back. We got some things to do here. This little piece here, if you do own the die set, you are encouraged to use this die right here, which you would cut across the top. But I told you guys that you didn't have to have the dies, and I stand by my words. You don't have to do the dies, but if you have them, go ahead and use them. But if you don't, I encourage you to fussy cut. And it'll be okay. You do up and down and up and down, and you end up making your own wavy little hill, and life is good, right? So let's just see how that fits here. It's going to fit nice, and that actually goes on here. But good. So again, you did not need to have the dies to make that happen. They make this thing called, these old archaic things called scissors. So definitely use your scissors. And I'm going to grab glue dots, and we're going to put a few glue dots on here. And I'm going to do one more right up here. You guys, I just realized I don't have my little signage here of what's going on for stuff. Just a reminder, you guys, host codes are still enforced for getting free classes for a few more days. The April 15th is coming up really fast. It's Tuesday. So now through the 14th yet, you need to use, if you want to get free classes with me, you still need to put the host code in. And after the starting on the 15th, you don't use the host code. And for those that are new to me watching, the host code, my current host code is always on my website, and that is cardsbychrisb.com. And just notice that that code that's underneath me in the yellow shirt. So I just like to kind of remind people that it's still important to get that host code on. And if it's not added and you want to get a free class, that you can still contact Stampin' Up! And they'll add it for you through tomorrow. So if you place an order over the weekend and you forget to get the host code on, then it's not good. It's no bueno. All right, so we got this down, and we're gonna prep a few things here. We're gonna put some dimensionals behind Crab Louie here, and I'm gonna put it on this side, so he's ready to go. And the blue things are coming out, the seaweedies are coming out over here. So we'll put, I think we'll put a dimensional right behind there, and then we'll put the glue dot near the bottom. And I'm not going to press it down hard. I'm just going to stage this like that. And so you can see the difference in the blues here. That's the ombre glimmer paper. So you've got different colors. And under the ocean, under the sea, darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. I did watch a little bit of The Little Mermaid in my life. I remember that line. And down under the ocean, down under the sea, things are all different colors, right? So that's going to go there. Our little guy is going to go across here. So I'm getting a little bit nervous doing all this because I want to make sure that I save room for this guy to go here. And this is going to go right about there. I think I'm good to go. Yeah, I'm good. So we're going to snip off that little guy on the bottom. I think I'm going to get this on my card front so I can visualize it better. This goes right there. Lots of pink and orange, you guys. Right, there's that. And then how I'm going to do this, I'm going to put dimensionals on my hills, like that. And then we're going to put the line of liquid glue at the bottom. So it's flat at the bottom and popped up. It's long. Okay, so, and now I got glue on it, but that's okay. I have it that this is 3.5, and I think it's supposed to be 3 3/8. So, one moment, please. This is what happens if you have glue on things. You definitely want to grab your trimmer and try not to get glue all over your blade. Ooh. Maybe like that. And yeah, that'll work. It was like 3 3/8. So what I'm doing is it's flat at the bottom, and then I popped it up at the top. Perfect. So that was actually 3 3/8, not 3.5. Perfect. And then this little guy. How you incorporate comedy with verbiage is what really made me follow you. One moment, please. Yeah, followed. So we go to the grocery store. Well, when I do go to the grocery store, and it says, when you go to checkout, it says, 1 moment, please. Follow the instructions on the pin pad. All right, that's where that comes from. So this might be too long because I don't want it coming out from the back side of my crab here. So we're gonna maybe trim a hair off of that. And the question is, where do you want it to go? You could have it back. Oh yeah, let's see some orange there. See a little orange action on the side here. And then our little Crab Louie. Oh yeah, he's so adorbsy. This can come off, this one and that one. And then what we need to do is put a little glue over there. And I'm gonna make sure there's no, glue. So like, let's put it like that. So if there's any glue over there, that's not gonna be so good. Let's see if that's gonna work. Yep, so the card's gonna close, and we could actually go over just a hair more, like that. Cool beans. All right, then our little starfish. There's one there. We'll put a guy right there, and right there. And this is also out of that glimmer paper. There's one, and put him down here. Nothing to see here, officer. Right, I think that's from a movie. Keep it moving, keep her moving. Nothing to see here, officer. This green glimmer paper, in case you guys are inquiring minds want to know. If you get here to the specialty, not the two tones, I think, not the two tones. I want to say it's right here. It's this stuff right here. Pastel Ombre Shimmer. It's part of the Spring Mini Catalog. So you can see it was released here spring. No, this is wrong. Ha! Oh, maybe. I think we got this wrong. I think that was supposed to be released this January 2025 Spring Mini. I think that came out with this set actually. So, oops, you guys can't get 100% right all the time with a catalog. When Kelly and I did that catalog, we realized why Stampin' Up! Has always so many issues with their catalogs, because you can't get it right 100% of the time. As much as you look at stuff, it really doesn't come out perfect. All right, we're on to gemifying some stuff here. So I think it might be pretty to add some blue into this. And there's a lot of orange going on. So I think I'm going to do blue 42s. And maybe one right there. Maybe right there. Sometimes gems are really easy to figure out where to put them, and sometimes it's not so easy. But we'll go like that. All right. Perfect. If you wanted to too, I thought about it after the fact, we could have had another orange piece right there, but there's a lot of orange added. And again, this is the other version that's in the photograph, where it's got pink back here and pink on the inside tube there. And a little different sentiment on it, but very good. Whew, okay. Inquiring minds, something. Yeah, I think that's from the National Enquirer, right? Inquiring minds want to know. Whew, okay, so you guys, 9 o'clock, and we have one more card to do. And the last card is the star of the class. Get it? It's the star, because it's the star card. All right, there it is. Once we get the star done and have that put together, this card goes lickety-split. There is a toggle in here, so just be aware that we have to make sure our mats get down. Oh, I lied, you guys. We have cutting to do. Oh, boo-hoo. We have really easy cutting to do, and it's because I gave Karen a doozy. I gave Karen Wetstein a little easier cutting for. I didn't let her. She cut some of these for my in-person people and a few people, but generally this is 5 by 4 and a 16th. I think it's 5 by 4 and a 16th, and we left it that you guys could cut your own 1-inch strips, right? So it's currently 5. What is down there? Those guys are down there. So this is currently 5 inches, and you will need to cut them. So they're technically you need 10 1-inch strips. So there's 1, 2, 3. So we gotta make you guys do a little bit of cutting work. 5, okay? But you're not done, because wait, there's more cutting. There you go. There, just 2 more cuts. So we staged them so that all you had to do was cut them into 1-inch strips. So we didn't think that that was too much to ask. Whew, all right, now I think we can put this away. And you remember we cut these and we had them in order. So this should make a continuous pattern. And let's just see how this lines up. I'm really curious because I had an idea. So these 5 go together and those 5. And if we looked over here, there was a little section left. I'm really curious. There was a section left And I don't know where, oh, that's it. There's a section. He was a continuation of that, okay? And because what I'm thinking in my head now is I really want the front 4, because that's the front of the card. I want the front 4 to be a continuous pattern. And then there's 1, 2 more, 3 more. So the front 4, and then there's 3. So what I was going to see is, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think. So that could be the 4 and 3, and then I could figure out which 3 I want over there to go down the other side. So I lied yet again, because I'm going to cut this. They were at 7/8. And so I have one more here, because this is not quite 7/8. It's 3/4 of an inch, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it's 3/4. So that's not going to work there. But at least here now I've got 4 across the front, and then I have 2. And then the backs aren't going to matter so much. Okay, so these two will at least match. Okay, so let's think about this. Hopefully I'm not confused. I'm talking out loud. But I have 4 here that are going to cross the front. I have 2 here. And then across the back, we could have 2 that match, which would be these 2. And then we need 3. No, we need 2. So these, we could use those 2. And then we have an extra one. Okay, so I think we're good. I hope that made sense to you guys. So these are all the mats for these guys. So what you can do is dry fit yours and make sure that you see as much green as you want. Now, if you want to see a little bit more green, you need to trim a little of the DSP. And watch tomorrow. First time did turn out very fun. Thank you. Oh, Rebecca Hawkins. Yay, you are a winner, winner, chicken dinner too. Okay, so there's that. So that is going to be good for me. But what we need to do is we need to stage our stuff. So that's for our front. This is for the piece that goes across the back here. And this is for our toggle part. The scored piece that you guys already have, that's for what's going to attach all of this to the front of the card. So we'll come back to that. And then you have 2 little white strips for your sentiment love on the back here. All right, now our stars. You guys, you have 6 pieces in here. And they're all scored for you. So what you're going to want to do is burnish them all. Okay, so this is where it'd be great if I had Kelly here or a Vanna White. I could have had her do this already. So what I'm going to do is burnish all these. So this, Angelique figured this out, you guys. For the Winter Creative Escape, I think it was Julie Bierschbach did a presentation, a creative presentation for us, and she showed how to make star cards. Well, it came out of that presentation that it was like, ooh, how can we make a star card that is an A2 size card, which is our normal 5.5 by 4.25. So these panels that I'm currently scoring are 5.5 by 4.25. So Angelique figured it out. She did math. She crunched her numbers, and she came out with an A2 size star card, which was super cool. Now, I'm sure that it was out there somewhere, right? I'm sure it was out there in the world how to make an A2 size star card, but that's what we got here. Now, what we're gonna do, whoa, I have a booger. Hang on, let me get rid of my booger. Okay, what these are gonna do is we gotta glue all these together. So, one moment, all right. Oh, come on now. It's like it wants to. I'm afraid to squeeze it hard. You could use tear and tape to do this too. But the main thing is here, let that heat from your fingers set the stage. And tear and tape would work, but I'm a liquid glue person a lot too. So that goes here. Now I'm lost, watching you vanish. Uh-oh. Okay, so there's that. So Okay, so that all I'm doing is folding them right into it. So there's going to be 6 of these. And Shelly was here for class last night, and she accidentally left one of her tubes out. So she ended up with 5 instead of 6, which it still looked nice. Need to go to bed. Okay, Susan Bellamy, we'll catch you later. Yeah, you'll definitely want to watch this, how to do this. I knew when I had class last night, went until 10 o'clock with my ladies, that I knew that tonight was going to be, I told you guys, an intense fun folds class. Really intense. So you've got all these tubes made, right? They're all the same. And you have a couple options on how you want to line up your seams, right? So like my seam is here. And so I'm going to put my seam in the same spot there. And then the same spot there. And then the seam is right there. Seam is right here. So I'm putting all my seams on the side. So ultimately what we're going to do is we're going to glue these all together so that they're all on the same panel, right? So what happens then is it'll come together and this last will glue together like this. So these are all on the same, right? I don't know if you guys can see this. So glued these all together, and then the last gluing that's going to happen is this panel is going to glue to this panel, right? So that is the ultimate goal. So we're going to glue, right? So I'm going to kind of show you what this looks like. This together, like this one comes here, this one comes here, and it's going to be hard to do it when they're not glued together, but this all comes together eventually. I'm to put these 4 cards together in the same class. Yes, Sue Esworthy, we sure were. So the good thing is that you guys have the ability to take your time and do this and start, stop, right? So, I think I might have told you guys wrong. Hang on. So that's why I'm playing with this for a moment. I'm just playing because right? So here, I should have this here so you guys can see. So this is ultimately what's happening, right? So it's the same, this guy goes here and then this one goes here. So this is what we're trying to do. Not in a row. Sorry. I thought about that. I'm like, that's not what I was telling people last night. I want my seams to always be in the middle here. So like the middle area here is where the seams are. I don't want my seams to be on these outer corners here. So what I'm going to do is grab this first one here and I'm going to glue. So my seam is right here. I'm going to glue this panel here. Like this. I saved the hardest one for like the evening, you guys, for the night. Isn't that funny? This goes right here. Okay. So I've got my seams here, and we're going to just fold these and glue them together. We make sure they're straight. Like that is the ultimate goal. Okay, so we got those 2 glued together. Now I will say this, when you cut paper, and I talked about this at the very beginning, sometimes if you don't cut it directly in the middle, you end up with it longer or you end up with it shorter, right? And before you start gluing your tubes together, you might just make sure your heights are all the same. So I'm looking at this and I'm seeing here that my height is not quite the same. That one was a little bit taller than my short one. If that's the case, so if you do it before you actually glue your tubes together, you could take your trimmer and like trim it while it's flat. Well, I couldn't really do that, right? So I just cut it off, okay? So there's the first one, all right? So when we're looking at this, like you can see here, this here is what we have going on. This piece right here is right there. Okay, so the next one that we're going to glue is going to be this panel right here, and it's going to glue right there. And I want my seam, which is right here, I want my seam in the middle. So what I'm going to do is put some glue right here. Maybe a little more than that. Okay. Like that. Okay, and again, I'm going to make sure that I'm tucked in there really nice and that I'm flush on the bottom. And check that height. Okay, so there you go. So we've got this right here going on. Okay, now this next one is going to always, like in this middle area is where we're gluing things. So this next one is going to get glued like that. Okay, so we're going right here. Okay. Make sure you're in there nice and good. You could use tear and tape, but the thing with liquid glue is it lets you wiggle it a little bit, right? Okay, so far we got that going on. So we have 2 more to put in here, and we want to make sure we get them in these sections right here. So that can go flat. So that guy's going to tuck in here. Oh, good. Kelly said that it's forcing her to pay attention. And then, because if you guys would be crafting along with me, that would make it potentially a little harder, right? So here's so far so good, right? We got our star going on. Now this last one, you need both of these panels to have glue, okay? And this is what's going to bring it all together. I don't know if I should do both of these at the same time, but I did. So what I'm going to do now is sneak this guy right in here. Okay. Okay, and we got our star. So what's going to happen now, though, is you want to make sure that it kind of bends every which way. Nice and flat. Just folding all over the place here. Okay. Oh, we did it. We got a star. Look at that. Okay. So that's probably the hardest part. And again, Kelly and anybody else, you guys, you happy you don't have your kits? I wish I would have, I forgot about it. It was in my head earlier, but I forgot about it. I really wish I would have just made sure all of mine were aligned at the top here, like that they're the same height. Okay. So now what we want to do is I think we're going to pick our back, because I want to start with the back because I don't want to mess it up. So I want to do like just a little bit of stamping, and there's not much. We've got tiny bubbles, and I'm going to grab this sheet here, and we're using the Summer Splash again, and we're going to put a couple there, and we'll put one here, a set, and then there's a little heart, and it's hard to see because I got the card right there. But you could grab Berry Burst. Oh, Berry Burst. Right here in front of me the whole night. I almost was going to look for it on the table. And then we've got a heart. If I only had a heart. That can go there. Okay. And then on the front, it says, I love you. The love you comes from the iconic imagery. And we've got bubbles around it. I'm just going to go off to the side right there and do love you. Nancy, I think even with the PDF, it would be wise to watch before or along. Definitely agree. You guys, this, I mentioned it when we first started. This is a fun folds on steroids. So Tyler came in last night and he said to me, because the girls were all saying, this is a lot. This was a lot of cards. I guess normally that's not what I want. Normally we'd probably do like an easier 2 fun folds and then 2 harder fun folds. But you guys, Angel did exactly what we talked about. She did the exact, I was the one that said, how about this one and this one and this one? And I'm sure when she was done designing these, it was like, you know, doing one at a time. You don't think about doing all 4 of them in a class together. And so that's how it goes. We end up with 4 amazing fun folds in one class. Becky Gandalf, it looks hard for old me. Oh no. So you guys, I'm going to tell you to just do steps, 1 step at a time. Okay? There's no race. There's no finish line. Is like there is a finish line, but there's no race to the finish line. Okay? So the main thing is don't like just you have the video. You guys have the video to watch. Okay? So with this, what I have here on the back is we have some white. And so let's just figure out that's my back. And we're going to put these 2 white pieces. This is the middle and the back. So we're going to flip these over and add some glue. And get those down, and we got the back done. So we got the heart right there. And then we've got the bubbles, the tiny bubbles next to it. Okay, so that's a little bit for you guys to write your love notes. Okay, so we're gonna pause from this for a moment, and we're gonna lay out these pieces. And I don't think we need that guy. So let's just line up all 10. Only Christine would do this all. Yep. I think I do remember Diane talking during the kitting that this was a lot of pieces. So instead of flipping those and gluing the back, you guys, I'm going to just glue the fronts of these just so I don't have to flip them around and get potential out of order happening to me. Ugh, I'm going for all 10. If I got the glue open, just cross your fingers that the cats don't jump up here. And I should start on this side. Okay. So, and you know what? I have to pick them up and put them down. So we're going to do see that glue? You got wiggle, wiggle time. Now, the longer I take to do this, the less wiggle, wiggle, wiggle time I have. So we're going to make our tracks. See, in this one, need a little help. Okay. Okay, so far so good. My glue is drying though. I can see it. As it dries, it doesn't do that wiggle wiggle so much. So then I want to try to get it pretty straight. This guy goes right there. Fun colors. Okay, 2 left. My glue is getting opaque, like it's frosty looking. Okay, so that's good. And okay, we got them all glued. Okay, now we talked about this. We want 2, okay, we want these, so I was gonna do these 2 across the back like this, okay, right? And then these are across the front, which are, these 4 are gonna go across the front. And then these 2 are gonna go on the side, and these 2 on the other side. So let's just flip it over and do the back. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue right on here. You guys, I know you always probably think, oh, glue the mat right on the back of the mat, but as long as you don't put glue in your margin, there's no reason why you can't glue the berry burst here, because then you're not flipping your pieces over. Okay, so there's that. Well, let's give it a second. This can go like this. Now, the side here is going to be that. So grab this one and this guy. So not continue. Oh yeah, it was continuous. Boom. Okay. Now we have the front, and then we have our side here. So these two side ones are these two. Ooh, see, I got a little close there. That's okay. And then this one here can go like that. Okay. And then there was the front. Ha, you guys. Don't laugh at me. Oh, there's 4 here. Oh, I almost thought there was only 3. Oh my goodness. I panicked there for a moment. I'm like, did I put one too many on? But no, you gotta be careful that these don't slide. So here's our front. So the sides are okay. So we're gonna put the side ones on. No problem. Oops, that got a little close. It's okay, we'll bring it back. And then there. So grab the outside two. Nice. And then this one. Okay, so far so good. So all we did, so once you got the star made, like gluing this stuff on is not so bad. But what happens is this toggly piece here, right? That mechanism is this thing right here. And we got to get that glued on before we do these 2 last panels. And it folds like this, right? And what you need to do is put the glue on these 2 outside tabs, like that. And it's a little higher than the equator, so maybe right about there. And you want to make sure that that stays flat. Don't rush it. Okay, perfect. Now our panels can go on. So what we could do is do that one. So by doing the tab thing now, the panel goes over the top and you don't really see the little tab underneath. And we're going to do like this and bring it back that way. And voila, as Kelly would say. Whew, okay. So you got a continuous pattern. This continuous pattern flowage all the way to the here. And then this continuous pattern actually went on those 3, which was super cool. All right, are you guys still with me? We're on the final countdown, I promise. Like, this is about it. We need to grab the tear and tape, and we're going to do a loop, a tail, and we're probably going to need 3 of those. And it's coming out behind the white piece here. So I'm going to do that and a little bit closer to the edge here. Grab that. I know we didn't use a lot of ribbon, but there's this iridescent ribbon goes so well with a lot of things. So I'm going to do underneath the love here, I'm going to do a loop. I'm going to pretend I'm figuring out, like, I want this. You know, here, I have an idea. Let's do a loop. We're going up. And a tail is coming out up there. Skizzers, there we go. I'm gonna go like this. So we got that working its way up the top. Now you could have started at the top and worked your way, but I want to loop, and now we're going to take this off and make a tail. Come out the other side. And do I want the angle dangle like this? No, I like it like that. Like that. A little bit like this, and a little bit like that. Cut that off. Okay, and then a little tear and tape sandwich there. And what we're going to do is pop it up with some dimensionals. And then that's going to go, so this is a circle that got punched out. And it got punched out and put onto a die cut stylish shape in the color of the berry burst. So you're only going to see a little bit of that berry burst. It's just peeking out. Then this arm is going to go across here. And I went up higher than I thought it was. Okay, so for those of you that are watching, I went up. I should have gone down a little bit more. And I can make up for it a little bit by gluing my arm a little bit lower and bringing this a little bit lower. But this arm is not, this, whatever this toggle is, it's not, like I would have brought it down maybe like a half of an inch. But I can kind of fudge it by gluing this down a little bit lower. So let's do this. I'm going to glue this through the middle and attach this. So this is providing just some structural support for us through the middle. And then this is what's going to get attached here. And so as long as I'm attached here and a little bit here and it's holding this in place, that's all that matters. So what I'm going to do is put glue here and here and drop this right about there. So I was thinking that it was going to be centered on there, but because I put my mechanism up a little higher, you just know it can be down lower. But I'm still going to be kind of exactly where I want to be here. Okay, so perfect. And now I see here, I need a little more glue right there on that corner. Right there. That'll hold that. Okay, lobster right here and flat only on the area right about here and here. And maybe right there. It's attaching right there. And it's okay if you cover up some of the bubbles. We're going to put a little behind his claw. Like that. Oh, okay. You guys, I've never made a star card either in my life. First time for everything, right? I love it. Okay, it feels good. Sense of accomplishment, you guys. Oh, let's grab some pinkies. And we've got big gems right here. Whoa. Right there. Oh, yes. Love it. Now, do I have small ones? I do, right here. That little guy looked really nice right there. I love it. Okay. Oh, da-da-da. Charge. Okay. I know you didn't use a lot of gemsies, but you got, hopefully, if you guys are loving on the ocean friends now that you've seen some pretty awesome fun folds with them, if you're curious, you could go to the online store to shop. The Ocean Friend dies are $31 last chance. The bundle's $49.50. The DSP is still here, $12.50. The stamp set's $24. The embossing folder's here at $11. And if it's fronts you want, the fronts you can get. Okay, so it's all still available except for the bubbles. your dots. Those are not available. Angelique, you have outdone yourself. Yes, you guys. So she sure did. I definitely say that she did. And you guys, she even sent me, like, it was so amazing. Like, the notes here that she wrote were impeccable. And I'm going to bring them all in. Again, I don't have that first card gemified, but I'll bring in so you guys can see here the fun folds. That was the floating bandstand, a star card, a hidden message, and the last one was the tower card, the tube tower card. Okay, I know there's a lot of orange and pink, Alicia's. Good night, Mary. But that's how, like the whole walking through, you guys, how to make these cards, they were pretty intense. Last night they said, well, we could have probably gotten by with only 3 cards tonight. True, very true. We could have saved one of these for another time. But once they were already designed and once everything was kitted, and after class last night, there was no way of going back to just having 3 cards, you guys. So it really was, at this point, when you have time to make them, go for it, right? And I think it was probably I don't remember if it was Kelly that said it, like, it was probably good you guys don't all have these cards, because it might have been like you were trying to create with me and you might have gotten frustrated and stopped because you just because, right? So you have, yeah. So, so you guys, I'll be honest with you. I've never done this card until tonight. I had never done this one, and I had never done this one. So I'm feeling really accomplished with myself right now. So Angelique set me up for success. So, all right. So with that being said, this card is a thick one. It's a little thick unit. When you put this into your envelope, it'll be perfectly amazing, because the width is okay, but you're gonna have to be very careful with your envelope flap, because your envelope flap, it's gonna like roll over the top, okay? Now, with that being said, you guys also have oodles of little side scraps going on here where you could decorate your envelopes, right? So don't forget, you've got pieces here that you can add to your envelopes to have matchy-matchy envelope action, okay? I have to take a drink of water, you guys. My throat is like dry. Oh, good night, Sue. So you guys, I've got a couple more things. I'm going to ask for a vote. I'm going to do door prizes really quick for this class, because 5 people won the bundles tonight, but I was going to do 5 more door prizes for those people who filled out the door prize. What I need to know from you is, do you want me to show you the Stampin' Fun on the Sun cards? All right. And then Happy Mail. I think I might decide to do Happy Mail another time. And I think if you want me to, if I get enough people saying, yes, I want to see the Stampin' Fun on the Sun fun stuff, I will definitely share with you the Stampin' Fun on the Sun. And I'm going to go grab my computer. But which one would you eliminate? They are all great. So here's my question for you guys. Now that you've seen them all, which one do you want to make first on your own, using your own supplies? I'm curious. Of all 4 of them, which one do you see yourself going to and gravitating and making first? Nancy says show. Okay, I'm going to get my computer here really quick. Oh, I haven't stood up, you guys, for 3.5 hours. Oh, my chiropractor would be so mad at me. Oh, honey, right? My chiropractor would have yelled at me. He would have said to me, you need to stand up and stretch your back. You guys are all saying yes to show. Okay. Oh, man. I talked a lot for the last 3.5 hours, you guys. Oh, my throat is so dry. We are going to do 5 door prize winners, if I can get logged into my computer. I have a door prize drawing form that I emailed out to people, and I posted it in my Stampin' Game Night group. So I grabbed that. I gave you guys until 5:15. Okay, that's when I pulled all the names. Only 8 of you did it twice. So I pulled out all the duplicate names because I didn't think it was fair that some people got their names in twice. So I did a filter, and I got all the extra names pulled out. And we ended up with, let me just tell you how many we have. We have 45 people that filled out the door prize form, which is really cool. So good job, you guys. I do that to kind of get an idea of if there's anybody out there that is looking for a demonstrator or needs help with anything, that I can make sure that I reach out to them. So I do this door prize every time I do a game night. And so people ask, do they have to fill it out every time? Yep, you do. Because what I do is I take everybody from March 20th, because that's the first time somebody responded this year, right? So it's the same form I get every time. So I took everybody from March 20th on, because that's when I first started talking about game night with a door prize form, I'm guessing. So Jeannie Gertis, you were the first one to sign up. So I had here 45 people. So what I'm going to do is put a random number generator in my phone. And again, if the 5 people that won back here are picked, I'll repick a number, right? Because I want 5 more unique people to win, because it's all about, and then for this prize, I've got some gems that I'm going to share, some current gems. So I've got all my spreadsheet action here. And so what I'm going to do is click generate. 24 is Connie Moore. Awesome, Connie. So I'm going to make you green for golden. No, I should have done yellow for golden. Generate number 40. 40 is Mary Lemke. Yay, she's currently away from home stamping with her friends. I love it, in Michigan. Oh man, it went to 39. 39 is Sue Esworthy. So good job, Sue. You'll have a extra prize for me in the next package. 17 is number 17 is Trisha Fagley. Very nice, Trisha. All right. And last but certainly not least, 3. Number 3 is on my list, Dar McCarthy. Awesome. So I've got 5 extra winners for tonight then. Dar McCarthy, Trisha Fagley, Connie Moore, and Sue Esworthy, Mary Lemke. Hit the save button, and then I can shut that. Perfect. Okay, so you guys, the Stampin' Fun in the Sun is coming up in June. If you're looking for information on it, I have it posted on my website. I'm going to share that with you really quick so you know where to find all the details. The Stampin' Fun in the Sun is open to anybody and everybody in the U.S. For kits mailed, I have a virtual option. So if you're in the world and you want to do the virtual option with me, I think there's an option for that. Okay, so I offer this event 5 days in a row, and you just pick a day if you want to attend in person with me. I'd challenge anybody that's looking for a reason to fly or drive or to do an adventure. Come spend the day with me in the Hive. You'll meet new friends and an amazing community of people. You pick one day out of the 5. And if you're doing online version with me, there are 5 creative presentations, 1 each day that you can follow along with and watch. And there are going to be swap cards shared. There's a box option that you can get with all the make and take projects. There's attendance gifts, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to show you really quick where to find that information, and it's in my website. So Cards by Chris, it's cardsbychrisb.com. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's cardsbychrisb.com. The event starts in June on the 4th. And so at the moment, all I have is June 4th set up. And if you click on it, it takes you into the Stampin' Fun in the Sun. And then I have a book here. And that's where the registration form is that you would need to fill out if you want to register. And there's also a private Facebook group that you have access to. Once you submit payment, that's when I let you into the group. I don't do that before payment is made. Otherwise, I get my cart in front of the horse and then I mess up things. Okay? So again, my website has all of the information. If you want to participate in swapping, that would be awesome. You can participate in swapping. And I also host a shoebox swap on that Friday night. So lots of good things. So it seems to be a scary thing to cross the border for me. Oh no, Nancy. Maybe someday that you'll do that though. All right. So again, I need to preface that this class, there's 4 mini classes. I went to Amanda Waldhart's on Friday night, and we started Saturday morning, and we got all these done on Saturday, so I'm super excited to say that we knocked them all out of the ballpark, I think. There's 4 mini classes in this event, and how it'll do is if you're here in person with me, you'll work on them all throughout the day, and my mom is making lunch. And for those of you that are getting the virtual option, you'll get all of this mailed to you to make the projects. You'll get a goodie bag with the supplies needed from the DSP, ribbon embellishments, and then you'll get everything scored and scored and cut the way it needs to be, right? You normally get a class from me. And instead of my mom's lunch, you'll get shipping. So your package will be shipped to you, but my mom always makes cookies or bars, and we put those in so that you still get a little bit of my mom's homemade stuff. So 4 mini classes in one, and I'm going to start with this one. Dawn Ablett sent me a card in the mail, and it looked like this. So this was the inspiration that Dawn, I've hung on to this card. It even lost a gem in the middle. So this is not the card you're going to be making, but you guys, I want to share with you where we got inspiration. Dawn Ablett, we were honored that we could case your card to make business size cards, and you're going to have the matching envelopes. So these are all kind of cards, but different sizes of cards. So these are business size envelope cards, and we're going to get you special envelopes that they fit, right? So we're not going to leave you hanging dry, but they are really tall cards. And this one is a horizontal one. And then here's the one that we really cased like Dawn had here. So we kind of cased like the layout with the flowers and the left focal image here. So this is one of the mini classes right here. Oh no, Sue says she's on a cruise to Norway. So Sue and anybody else that has plans during this event, that's okay. You can still do this event at your leisure. It's not required that you have to be present watching the lives. You don't have to be with us that week. You guys are, if you still want to get in on these make and takes and get in on the attendance gifts and get in on the the goodie bag and all this whole thing, you can still get it and you can put it together later on when you get back from vacation or when you get back from wherever you are. So there's no urgency on you have to be with us June 4th through the 9th or whatever the dates are. You could do this whenever you want. So I just need to preface that this doesn't have to be, this is like, you could save it for a 4th of July weekend when you have some more time, right? You can save it from whenever you want it, okay? Barbara says, pronounced like singer Adam Levine. Ah, Levine, I like it. Any variation is fine with us. Love all the designs. I was surprised how easy the carousel card was to make. We'll make many more. Perfect. I love it, Barbara Levine. Are you related to Adam? I had to ask. All right. So that is class number 1. Okay. Hi, Vicki Parker. And now class number 2. I would like to give recognition to Miss Pat Smothers. She sent me this card in the mail maybe 6 months ago. I hung on to it because I thought it was the most adorable card and another different variation of a normal card. It's not necessarily an A2, but we made it fit an A2 envelope. So thank you to Pat Smothers for your inspiration. And this is what we're going to call our in color card class because it features all of the new in colors. Cloud sky. You guys, I don't glue my insides in if you know that, right? So cloud cover, cloud sky, something cloud. And then the secret sea, or the sea urchins, and strawberry slush. And then we've got secret sea and cloud again. This one is the timid tiger. And then this one features our darling duckling. And so this is your mini class that features the in colors. So they did not give us in colors to work with in terms of the 6x6 designer paper. So this is what we came up with for our in color class. That's part of this event. All right, so there is one of your mini classes that is smaller size cards. Now, this is going to take into consideration a 3D project. This is a little organizer, and you have this book thing that holds your 4 envelopes, which you're going to be able to make matchy-matchy to your cards. And I have it just a little tight, but it works. Okay, then there's a little box here. And this holds 4 more cards that also feature some in colors. So we've got this one featuring strawberry slush. This is a gatefold, and it features no in color really, but just some really pretty designer paper. And then again, this is featuring the designer paper from one of the packs. So we did get to use some new in colors, but not all of them have in colors. So this is your class. And what's super amazing about this is you could gift this. And now this class is after Mother's Day. This event is after Mother's Day, but this would be the perfect gift for a loved one in your life. Somebody who absolutely loves flowers galore. And I love putting this blue one in the front here because it matches so nicely. Okay, so this is the third one of the, let's say the third mini class for this one. So you guys, I am going to be doing the week after the event. So this event, if we look at a calendar, just so you guys know too, I don't do these classes with you during the event. We have creative presentations the 4th through the 8th. We are mailing these boxes out on the 10th. And then on the 17th is when I believe I have the YouTube live for the class. And I'm going to do 4 different YouTube lives, 1 for each of the classes. And I'm not doing a continuous long class. I'm going to do 4 mini classes for you guys, all separated. And then you can refer to each of the links separately to make your projects. All right, and then there's that. Now, are you ready for the last one? Okay, the last one, you guys, is... So this one right here, this was inspired from a project that I made probably about 10 years ago that I saved, and it's in the house, so I'll share it sometime, but it was using some fruit paper. I don't know if I did a class from my upline at that moment or what it was, but this next card, Amanda has done this next card, and she pulled it out of her archives, and we re-engineered it using the lovely Garden Designer Series paper. And so your next project is a scrapbooking card. So, and it comes with an envelope because it's an odd size, right? So it looks like this, and it has a matching black envelope. Now this is not if you mail this card, you're gonna have to pay a lot of extra postage because this weighs about 3 ounces. It's huge. Now it's called a scrapbooking card, and it's because you're gonna put pictures in it or journal it or do whatever you want to do with it. But what happens is this opens like this. And for those at home, you'll need some sort of a sentiment. Thinking of you brings a smile to my face is what we put in here. And so that opens like that. And then this one opens like that. And again, you could put pictures in here. So think about your daughter, your mother, your sister, anybody who loves flower. It's a little more feminine to me, right? So, and like putting lots of pictures of my mom and me in here. And I give this to my mom. And so then this opens this way. And again, you could add circles or die cuts of labels to stamp sentiments and words and pictures, right? We're giving you the base of an awesome book that you can make into your very own and utilize it how you want to utilize it. And that goes like this. And again, you could put a bigger picture here, and you could put a really nice label here and then write some notes or sentiments. And then this one goes like this. And again, anything embossed will be embossed. The designer paper is part of your goodie bag, and all of like this boho blue will be scored and cut for you. So this is a really intense gluing class. And then the last one opens like this. And it really is really cool because you could put another picture in here, or you could just leave it like that. Okay, so this is Stampin', and so Amanda calls it her sweet demo day, sweet demo day, I think. I'll have to ask her again what she called it. I kept asking her, I couldn't remember her initials, but mine's called Stampin' Fun in the Sun. And again, if you know Amanda Waldhart and you'd like to support her, you're very welcome. Just know she's going to be promoting and advertising this class for herself as well. So you can sign up with whoever you want. Okay, so here's this project, that project, and then we have that project, and then that. So lots of amazing projects, and then you get a $50 goodie bag, and then the cost for it is $120. If you're on my team, the Be Happy Stampers, one of my team perks that I offer is you get reduced rates for doing my events, and it's a $10 reduction. So my Be Happy Stampers are $110. So very cool. Just amazing. Well, I'm glad you like them. Yay. It's almost 11. So I'm going to go to bed. Mimi, I know. I'm so tired and I'm hungry. My stomach keeps growling. I need to go eat some dinner, and it's 9:45 here. So luckily I made spaghetti squash, and I cooked some chicken up yesterday, and I've got marinara on it. So I'm going to go kind of eat that really fast because I'm hungry. I'm going to crash here. So cray. Yeah. All right, you guys, I think I'm going to call it. I don't know. I feel like there's more to do, but I think we accomplished what we needed to accomplish today, which was we played 5 games. We have 5 winners. We had 5 more door prize winners. We made 4 amazing over the top and incredibly amazing fun folds. And I got to share with you what's coming up for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun. The MS benefit is upon us. That is where I'm going to be living my life for the next 2 days. I have been seeing all your registrations come in for tickets for the raffle. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I will be following up with people if I haven't followed up. That is on my radar for tomorrow, just to confirm you've got your tickets. And Bonnie's going to be putting all your tickets in the appropriate baskets that are all currently lined up across the counter, which is amazing. So we have about 25 people that are attending in person on Saturday. We have, I think, about 16 in the morning and about 10 or 9 in the afternoon. So it's going to be a full card making day on Saturday. And then I think I'm going to lay low on Saturday night and just digress and not do anything crazy. I think watching a movie is what my mind will be able to handle on Saturday night. So you guys, it's been great stamping with you. I apologize for, it was over by a lot, but you know what? We had a lot to do. So the good thing is, you guys, if you missed anything, you came in late, watch the replay, reach out if you have questions. We'll get the PDF updated so the names of the styles of the cards are included in the card number so that you guys can refer to them by the name of the style of the fun fold they are. This is in the Inspiration Hive. The PDF is already there for those of you who have access to the Inspiration Hive. And if anybody wants to buy the PDF tutorial, just reach out to me. You can pay for it via my website going to April 1st, or you can just email me and tell me how you want to pay me for it, and I will help you figure that out, and then I'll email it to you so it's in your inbox. So, all right, you guys, thank you for being with me tonight, and thanks for everybody who participated and registered for this class. It was an honor and a great joy to do this class with Angelique and also with everybody that was watching and who participated with kids. So thank you so much, guys. Love you a long time. Lots of sunshine love and big hugs to you. We'll see you sometime soon, I'm sure. Bye.